Welcome everybody to Aim Down Sights this week. We have a great show ahead of for everybody, and we are sad to say that Soul is not here. He's got a lot of things going on in his world, so he is not going to be here this week. Kind of sad. I always miss Soul when he's not here. And I definitely miss his beard, but his beard looks great now that he's cut it as well. But we have the fantastic KY Bobby joining us as our special guest this week. And as per usual, we have the fantastic, the real gamer, the only grifter here, NextGenNero with us this week as per usual. So I just
Always
want
a
to
pleasure.
say, I just have to come up with a great intro for you every time. I've got to add that grifter in. Um, we just want to say a quick shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you all for watching us live or after the fact, whether you're on YouTube, on Twitter, or on Twitch. Please hit that like button, share it out, put a comment in. We are so grateful that you join us each and every week and tune in to hear us and feed the panda as well at the end of the day. But I'm going to throw to our guest, KY Bobby, and just see what you've been up to. How have you been, and what are the games that you've been playing this week? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing good. We had some flooding here in Kentucky over the last week or so, so there's some parts of town that are still unreachable, but we're getting through it. Our amenities like television and cable and internet and everything have still stayed up, so that's a good thing. We've had stuff to do. I've been playing a lot of real time strategy games here lately. Frustrated myself to no end with Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, tackling a level that I haven't been able to get past for a while now. And turns out I still can't get past because I can't multitask. And
I feel
I've
you.
been,
I feel you.
yeah, and I've been playing a demo called, I think it's Calyx on Steam. That doesn't have a release date yet, but it's a really neat RTS that has a different twist on it, where the land around you is the enemy. The enemy is below your feet. There's these plants that start to spread and take over parts of the planet that you're on, and so it's kind of tower defense, real time strategy at the same time.
But gives you
But
meaning to player versus environment, literally player versus the environment.
yeah, it's definitely different. I reached out to them on uh on X and let them know that if they need any play testers or anything like that, to please look me up, because really interested in their game, and they only had like 100 or so followers on Twitter. Yeah, it's a new developer. It's their first game, and they've got a taken a really neat twist on it. I'm very interested in it. It's gonna be cool.
Mhm. Have you played South of Midnight then? I assume KY, Bobby.
No, I haven't played
You
South of Midnight
haven't.
yet. No.
You'll get there. That you're currently stuck in the grasp of an RTS game. I understand that. I definitely understand that. I do love a good RTS. I don't play them like I used to, and I'm quite picky with RTS games, but I do love them. They're real fun. They are a time suck though. They take
Yes.
so much time, and I'm the type of person who just can't stop. Like if I'm enjoying a game, it's I am there and try pull me away from
Yep.
it if you want, but you can't.
In South of Midnight's installed on my Xbox and my PC, and when I get back here to the studio and I sit down, I'm like, what do I want to do? I want to waste 4 hours in an RTS. That's every
well,
time.
I
It never fails.
I highly recommend it. I highly recommend South of Midnight. I'm still haven't finished it, but I'll get to me later. Next Gen Nero, or as G maybe put, Next Gen Grifter. That was actually a good one. I should have thought of that.
Nah, Park you came up with that one about like 2 months ago, man. He beat you to it. But it's good to be back. I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter Wilds. That game is absolutely fantastic. Just been having a blast with it. Probably my game of the year so far. Um,
Mm.
as far as the total package,
Yep.
dollar value. and just the amount of content I'm getting out of it. I've been hooked on Ragnarok, which caught me by surprise. 'Cause I'm still not the biggest fan of 2018. I don't know if it's the pacing. I just never clicked with me. But Ragnarok, man, this is one of those ones. I'm really enjoying it. It's something
What's up,
special.
Dave?
And that's about it. I've just been playing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, waiting for some, upcoming bangers like Expedition. What is it?
33.
33.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the Days Gone remaster on the 25th. $10 upgrade, paid that, ready to get the platinum. But besides that, just been chilling, man. Trying to continue to knock out this backlog and keep some views and content rolling to the channels, and just having a good time gaming, man. Or grifting, as some people call it now.
Why
I can't
game when you
complain,
can grift? I mean,
you know.
what's up, Web Dave? What's up, fuck you? You're saying, hello, lovely lot, listening while playing South of Midnight on Chapter 9, fighting the boss. I don't want to miss out on the music, so I've been
Such
real
a great game.
careful around not being in parties when I'm doing stuff because I really want to listen to the music in relation to it. Yeah. Mm. I am. What have I been up to? I have been playing South of Midnight. Yeah, that I have been really busy this week, so I wasn't home for most of it, and so I've got on and I've played South of Midnight. I'm just at the end of chapter 7. I'm not gonna no spoilers there. I'm facing the boss at the end of chapter 7, to lead into chapter 8. But this game has sort of taken me by surprise around my expectation of it.
Mm.
It's not what I thought it was going to be. I definitely had an idea of what I thought it was going to be, and then I've gone in and gone, no, it's completely different in a really good way. And the music, I wasn't 100% sold on the music from one of the trailers. Um, but when you're in there playing it and the way they litter it out and build up until you get the song, it all suits and it fits it perfectly well. And it's a goddamn beautiful game. Like the art
Yeah,
style, the whole thing. And I'm playing the whole game with stop motion animation. I didn't turn it off in my gameplay. I actually find it's not as jarring as it is in cutscenes. Cutscenes, it's definitely more noticeable, but outside of cutscenes, it's not. So, I mean, you can turn it off outside of cutscenes. I haven't. The only thing someone mentioned in the chat, I feel like last week, to play this game on hard, and I don't know who it was, but I'm looking at you. I chose to listen to that instruction,
shout out
and
to Umber. I believe that was him. That
probably
advice.
Umbra, I'm coming for you. I mean, I am just assuming that if you played it on anything other than hard, the combat is probably way too easy. Because that combat can be punishing in some instances, especially at the very beginning of the game when you don't have a lot of things unlocked. But now I've got quite a few things unlocked that I find I'm going through combat quite quickly, and I'm enjoying it more. Definitely keeps you on your toes in hard. But I think the fact that you can skip combat altogether for those who aren't really interested in it, if you're not vibing with it, feel free to skip the combat. But the story, the traversal, I'm thoroughly enjoying South of Midnight, and I can't wait to see how it concludes. So, over halfway through the game, and I will have finished it by the next time we podcast. So, yeah. I don't think I've played anything else this week. No, but I'm going to try Blueprints. Has that launched on Game Pass yet?
Yes, it has Game Pass and PS
Yesterday?
Plus.
I feel like yesterday, maybe day
Yep, I
before.
believe yesterday, either yesterday or the
Yeah.
day before. I think
So
Thursday.
I'm gonna play that. I like my puzzle games. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's been me this week. And I really wish Soul was here. I just love Soul so much. He just brings so much soul in with him every episode. Okay. Well, shout out to everybody in the chat who's watching live. Fuck you. You keep messing around with the world, please. And Reese, you keep your boot on Nero's neck all the time, please. You keep him in check, thank you. All right, we're gonna move in. Blueprints is dope, Panda. Okay, wicked. We're going to move into some quick topics. So I'm going to throw to Nero to lead us off into our quick topics. We'll try and get through them through them as quick as we can, and then lead into our main topics for the week. Yeah. Mm.
So something I'm very excited for, man. Last of Us season 2 is here tomorrow, guys. 9 p.m. Eastern every Sunday. The reviews are in. It's looking pretty good. It got an 87 on Metacritic. I'm not sure what it got on Rotten Tomatoes, but you got your typical suspects saying that it's mid. IGN, they say a lot of good shows is bad. You remember when them guys said the Penguin show was horrible? What did he get at, like a 5 or 6? They gave something just idiotic. Why I don't really rock with IGN, man. But they
Hashtag fuck
also,
again.
yeah, hashtag fuck IGN, man. Got to keep that going.
Yeah,
But with this
I'm aware of that.
opportunity, Sony couldn't help themselves but to also repackage Last of Us 1 and 2 Complete Edition. This is the sixth version of the game, and people are probably still going to go buy it. So, good to those who do. I think it was like $109, but at least you get two full games versus paying 90 for one game with Nintendo. You get a letter from Neil Druckmann, so that's dope if you care about those sorts of things. And it seemed like an all right package if you don't have it. If you come in from a different platform, or if you're fed up with Switch, or you just decided to wait like me and be smart until a Pro came or something like that. Go ahead and grab it if you want. Me personally, I am good on Last of Us. The fact that they keep milking this without confirmation of 3 is crazy. If they confirm like they was at least working on 3 or it was on the way, this still wouldn't be acceptable. But at least I'd be like, well, I mean, at least 3 is the little bit of fun. Like, where the fuck is the funds going? The intergalactic, I guess. Uh, anyway, man, you guys excited for season 2?
I'm going to
Yeah.
throw to KY first because fuck, he's just sent me something and he's told me not to laugh.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to season 2. I'm wondering how closely, because um, I guess the one thing I really you this fine line on game adaptations to the screen is like Fallout did it great, because Fallout in no way followed any of the Fallout games. There were some times in The Last of Us where I felt they were just too close to the content in the game, because it kind of gave me the feeling that I knew it was going to happen, and in a way, it kind of spoiled it. But it was still great. I still enjoyed watching it. So it kind of makes me wonder how close to the cuff they're going to play the second season to the second game, because we all know the second game. It was a little controversial. I mean, you had no, I don't want no spoilers, but you kind of lose somebody in the beginning of the game, and that was kind of a shock. But so far from what I've seen in all the previews of season 2, I see that person in all the scenes. So I'm like, well, how? I mean, are they going? Is this where they split off from the canon of the game to appeal the audiences of the show? I'm really wanting to see. I can't wait to see how they play it. Whether it's going to be very very close, or whether or not it's going to be its own entity.
I feel they did a really good job of mixing that in the first season. They made certain changes to the series that wasn't in the game. Like, in the game, Joel and Ellie go through Pittsburgh. That's when they
Right.
get rammed, and in the show they go to was it Kansas? Your neck of the woods, if I'm not mistaken. So they go they go through KC, if I'm not mistaken. And I thought that was just a super dope change because at first I loved the game so much. I'm like, yo, don't change anything. But the changes they have made to accommodate for it being a series instead of a game, I think has been done really well. It's like Fallout. I think these are probably two of the best video game to show adaptations. I still have to go finish Devil May Cry and the Witcher animated series. There's a lot of stuff out, but I'm with you, man. I'm interested to see how it go. But I'm thinking maybe because I wouldn't have minded a little DLC or something like that for 2 to cover the time from when they first left the hospital to like all that time between leading up to the second game. all
Yeah.
the awkward moments, and when Ellie first found out how rebellious she was and how she just didn't want to talk to Joe. So I think the show is probably going to dwell on that a little bit. They already confirmed the season 3 is on the way, so it's pretty much splitting the second game into two, which I mean I think makes sense. It's a lot to unpack in the second game, so I'm with you, man. I'm interested to see how it all play out, and I'm interested to see how it goes. They're gonna keep the certain way, or I can't get into details. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, man. Last of Us, man. Panda, you got any thoughts?
Um, I still actually have to watch the show. I mean, it's no spoilers. I already know what happens in the games. Um, I think from what I've heard from everyone else's reactions who both played the game, watched the show, or who haven't played the game and watched the show, it sounds like it's a fantastic story around like the way they've brought it to life. I mean, to be fair, it wasn't that hard a stretch to take it from video game to like your TV set, right? I guess maybe the fact that they've got that complete edition lined up to take advantage of those who are going to watch season 2 who still haven't picked up any of the Last of Us games before might want to pick it up to play Last of Us 1 and 2. I'm just disappointed that we're having a complete edition when they could have done a complete edition already with both remasters. The fact that they've sold you the remasters separately, then doing a complete edition. I feel like this is the sixth edition of The Last of Us Part 1 anyway. Like it's been released 6 times at this point.
My question is, if
Um,
you own both, why would you buy this?
yeah,
I think
I
this
mean,
is for the people
who are
that
they selling it to? To be fair, because majority of people have already bought it, played it on the PS3, at least the one, played it on the PS4, have played it on the PS5. Are we going to get another edition for the PS6 or the PS7? Like, how many times are they going to milk
this is
those two
PlayStation and
games?
Skyrim, man.
Yeah, I mean, the
They
whole
gonna
you
they
want
gonna keep.
these new games, buy the remasters and such. It just
I
feels a little bit
definitely
like
think
that.
if you own both games, man, the hell is you buying this for? Unless you're. I mean, I can't tell
Unless you're
fans
into
what not to.
collecting and you want Neil
Yeah,
Druckmann's
if you
autograph
yeah, this
letter.
might be. I mean, because at the end of the day, like with every popular game, whether it's Halo, Skyrim, it is a cult like fan base. If Skyrim was to put out another edition right now and had a letter from Todd Howard, I may or may not indulge. I may or may not bite, but I think this is for those people that's probably coming up from the PS4 this year. Especially when
Mm,
GTA. You want to get in on Last of Us, people that haven't bought it yet. But if
yeah.
you've already bought this and played this, I definitely would not recommend it. I just don't see the point, man. And it's just at this point is six versions and six releases of the
I mean,
same two
if you've
games is
got
just
money to burn, just buy a Nintendo Switch too.
yeah, and get two games
Yeah,
and go
do
bankrupt.
that instead. No, I don't know, but like, there's probably going to be a season 4 of this. I feel like someone was talking about that's what they're wanting to do. Because they were talking. We talked about this in the past around how they're not really going to be doing a. They have not. They've said it that they've no intention of doing a part 3 at this stage, and so I feel like part 3 might end up being season 4. Who knows? But what they're finishing off part 2 and season 3. I feel. Oh, season 2, right? No, it's only part of it. The first part is this season. So I feel like they'll finish the second half of part 2 in season 3 and see whatever they deliver. It might stop at season 3. Who knows? Depends how much how much fanfare it gets. I don't know. It's just interesting. Seventh release. G maybe said the seventh remaster will be on the Switch Pro. I mean Switch 2. hey, put that game everywhere, because right now it's only on PlayStation and you've already kind of sold to everyone. And yes, it's on PC, but the PC ports have been trash. But put it on the Switch too. Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, man. That's Last of Us. Like I said, I'm excited for the show. Could really care less about that collection, but for those that care, there you go. Good for you.
Yeah,
Um,
go.
Yeah, so this next piece of news come from Insider Gaming, man, and it's pretty much Ubisoft is developing a new turn-based tactics game set in the Rainbow Six Siege universe. Two sources said that the camera is top-down view, somewhat similar to Diablo 4 XCOM, and it would take players. No, the player would take control of the Rainbow Six operators. They saying the total time of the game was said to be aiming for approximately 25 to 30 hours, depending on the player's skill. I think I'm kind of intrigued by this. I would have to see that price tag. Um, seems like it's something that could be definitely for a select few people that might be intrigued by this. You know, a lot of people say Gears Tactics is really good, and XCOM got a cult like following and fan base. So I'll be intrigued, man. I would have to wait and see a little bit more.
I don't know how I feel about this. I'm not big into turn-based tactic games that often. I think most of it is because I feel like Baldur's Gate 3 is kind of also a turn-based tactics game in a way, but that's like the extent of what I'll play. I'm not big into tactics games like that. So this moves no needle on me. I think cool, develop it, but really, is this what you should be doing with your money, Ubisoft? Should you be like, unless it's going to be fire? These tactic games aren't generally there for the overall general public of like casual gamer, and so you're really speaking to a niche part of the community in that respect. Um, and so if you're trying to keep yourself in the green and keep yourself solvent, probably not the best game to lead with, in my opinion. Yeah. Sorry, KY. What any thoughts you got?
I feel the same way. I don't care for tactics games at all. I know it's funny you hear me say that, but yet I love traditional RTS games because I like commanding a whole army and building a base and training units and stuff like that. But I don't like to get any closer to the battlefield. If I do, I want it to be a shooter. I want it to be a first.
Mm.
I'm not so much on tactics. That's why I didn't. I don't like turn-based RPGs either. It's like, oh look, I hit you. Now let me stand here so you can have your turn to see if you can hit me. Uh, I've really, I'm like, it's so unrealistic. But yeah, I'm with you though. I don't know. It is a niche audience. I mean, it's obviously a larger niche audience than like the VR crowd would be, because that's the other niche audience that we talk about. It's larger than that, but again, the companies that make tactics games like XCOM, they're known for their tactics games. Ubisoft is in no way, shape, or form known for their tactics games.
The only one that they did was the Rabbitohs Mario crossover, right?
Yeah, so I don't even know if they'll do a good job at it.
Yeah, who knows?
Why would you gamble in a different genre? I mean, why don't you just go back and fix what you've already got to come out with a game that everybody likes, that's
Yeah.
in your wheelhouse?
Yes, yeah, I agree. I mean, you're still going to get people who are Siege fans going over to have a nosy, but will they put the time and effort in? Will it be like Gears Tactics or deeper like XCOM? Who knows? It's just at this point, just kind of in that beginning stage of hearing about this game, but hopeful for those who are Gears Tactics or XCOM fans. Yeah, action chess.
I saw that. Yeah, I like that. That that really that's what it is. It's action chess, and I like to play chess. I just don't like to do it in a tactics video game, man.
It's a little bit harder when you're using a controller and all this other stuff. Like if you're keyboard and mouse, I find tactics games are much easier to play. I prefer that over using a controller. So we shall see. I do have to quickly interrupt this broadcast to show you what fuck you made of Nero. So I'm just going to quickly share that up on screen. This had me. I died. This is fan fucking tastic.
Hey, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at
You're
it,
not
yo.
mad at it?
Look, the bear could have been a little better, but besides that, I'm not mad at it, man. Great franchise. I'm not mad at it. You
Oh.
should have put the next time. Put the NextGenNero approved sale on it. You know what I'm talking about, Fark you.
You
Yeah, I know
heard him,
exactly
fuck
what I'm
you.
talking
You
about.
heard him.
Nah, that's a good
Oh,
one right there. I like
that
that
is
one.
a good one.
I mean, with a little bit of Photoshop there, you'd have caught him on the toilet.
Mm, mm.
You
Put the switch
Oh,
Photoshop
two
don't
underneath,
give
the
fuck
man.
you ideas.
porcelain glass, just
Yeah.
slide it
Let's
right
not give
on
it
in
too
there.
many ideas, man.
One moment, caller, and we'll see what comes.
Nah, that's a good one.
Oh, that is a good one. As soon
Shout
as
out
I saw it, I
Crash,
was
man.
like, "Fuck you" is at it again. I love it. Thank you, fuck you, for sending that to me.
I'm not sure if I put
Oh,
it as a topic, but if I did, we can skip it when I get there. But I got a feeling that I didn't. Pretty much, Toys for Bob said, they're excited to work on more games and even some of the other IPs Microsoft may own. So they're excited, and Crash Grifticoot is crazy. Crash Grifticoot is crazy.
That was awesome.
oh my god! I need to create an emoji
Yo,
for members that is
this
called
is
Crash
screenshot right here. That's
Grifticoot.
one right there, man. The
That's
name
that
and the
G
G in his
maybe.
name is kind of orange to go with the Crash. Is crazy, man.
That one's epic. I think that's fantastic. Crash Grifticoot.
Yeah, let's get it out of here. I don't want to leave it up there too long. I don't want it to register.
Oh,
But
you're never
basically,
gonna live
Toys for
that down
Bob.
now.
Yeah,
Oh.
Crash Grifter Coot is crazy. That's definitely one I won't forget no time soon. But Toys for Bob, man, pretty much also hinted at it was a review with a YouTuber. I meant to add it as an official topic so I can give him his credit and stuff like that. But he pretty much interviewed one of the head people over there, and they said they're excited. And then he kind of hinted at a new Spiral game being on the way. So I'm waiting. I'm definitely just waiting and sitting back to see what comes out of this ABK partnership. I mean, well, not partnership, but ownership from Xbox, and hopefully we get a new Crash or a new Spiral pretty soon. Love Spiral, man. Spiral is freaking dope. Shout out Toys for
Mm.
Bob, man. It's good to see them enthusiastic and excited to work on some of these IPs.
Shout out Timmy. So good. So good to see you, Timmy. Yep, KY's asking exactly what I'm gonna ask. How are you? Oh,
What's
actually,
good? What's good? What's good, Timmy? Good to see you,
nice to
man.
see you. Nice to see you here. Okay.
Definitely.
All right. If you're just joining, G maybe has kindly named this
The
screenshot
double back is crazy.
Crash Grifticoot. So yeah, if you really want to keep Nero humble, just remind him of his new name.
Hey, that's kind of catchy. G, maybe you may want to copyright that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know why this picture don't bother me? And I think FarQ knows this. That's why he did this. But this is PS1 was literally the first game console I ever played with my grandmother. She had Pac-Man on there, Crash. So this is just like me going back to my roots. I'm like, hey, this is a flashback, man. That's just me, me as a kid, but an adult as AI. So I actually really like it, man. It's actually funny as hell, man. And I tell you what, I'm somehow gonna incorporate that into a goddamn thumbnail whenever Crash 5 come, or if they. It would be nice if they enhance, because I think the Crash trilogy and Spyro is locked at 30 FPS on consoles. If they can FPS boost that, that would be great.
I agree. Sorry, just quickly adjusting something.
All good. But look, guys, look. This is go ahead and Sony, they need your help, man. They need to know. I don't know what I mean. As if reading the room temperature wasn't enough. They need you guys to actually let them know. But PlayStation is sending out a survey to see how their users feel about the Switch 2. While at the same time, PS Plus price is increasing, confirmed across 15 countries by Sony. I think it's at 20. Um, it's a plethora of places. I think Brazil, Mexico, just a handful of spots. So just look into that if you're affected by this. Sadly, a lot of people are. 15 countries. The last thing I checked, I think it was 20. So I'm not sure. It might be more, but
The
thankfully,
increase.
yeah, the price increase.
It's interesting that it's hitting all those like Latin type countries, you know?
But I see some people saying like their equivalent right now is way less than what we're playing. So I don't know if that's just them trying to catch the rest of the world up, or I wouldn't really know. So if we got any
I
next,
mean,
I would love to know.
to be fair, some of those countries that have been hit, their living wage is a lot lower, so they wouldn't be able to afford what every
Yeah,
other country is able to afford. So it's kind of sad to see that that is happening. Yeah,
and I don't want to jinx it, but I got a gut feeling the Game Pass price increase is coming soon too. I just feel like when one or the other do something like this, the other tends to follow suit. So hopefully not.
I mean, they
But
also what Nintendo did. Nintendo charging for game chat, and they're like, "What else can we charge
yeah,
our people?"
yeah. Bob, you got anything on that?
But yeah, there's a correlation between countries that if you look at it, the availability in countries goes right along with the social media in those countries. That it's non-existent. So it's almost like that platform is in a way an influencer or a it promotes social media, even just being in a chat or a party. So that's
Mm,
why there's a lot of places that don't the countries that don't have you can't get a PSN account. Well, you can't get a Facebook or a Twitter account either. Yeah, it's all circled around. It's goes hand in hand with oppression, and a lot of the people in those countries they just I mean it sucks, but that's the way it is, unfortunately.
sad but true.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely sucks, but it's nothing you can do but either adjust, adapt, or speak with your wallet and not
It's gonna
accept
move us
it.
back to three.
Uh, Everywhere is dealing with the effects of what's going on globally, man. So nobody's excluded. Uh,
Mm,
no, just got to be a little smart with your money, man, and do what's best for you and your family, no matter where you're at.
yeah,
Um,
Correct. Yep.
Gaming is important, but your livelihood is most important. Because I'll be the first to say, depending on what type of price tag PS Plus or Game Pass get to, if CD keys is there, so that's always a plus. But if not, I would definitely probably go month to month. If it gets to $25+ down the line, I because it's like between the backlog and you got GTA here coming soon. It's like you know buy a game here and there on sale, and between your backlog, you'll have enough to play. So you know the good thing is it's an option. No,
I want
nobody's
them.
forced.
Yeah, I agree. It's an option. Nobody's forcing them. Yeah,
Just wait until Xbox does away with the pay to be online. Then
I
they'll totally shake everything up.
I want them to
That
get
would
rid of
be
that. I
awesome.
think that'd be so fantastic, and then they'll be more aligned with PC than any other company. Um, I also think that they need to relook at uh, Game Pass for family and such. Who knows when, but I feel like they need to sort that one out. Because
They
when
are
I was
headed
using it,
for. Sorry.
no, you're good. I was just saying when I was using it, I loved it,
They,
and yeah,
well, they are headed. They are. It's not a question of if. It's a question of when. They are headed for a unified dashboard across all
mm,
devices, and especially with the handheld that's coming out, being able to play the games that you own. It's basically just going to be another device where you go on. You can look at your library of owned games and download whatever you have space for. Um,
yeah,
to make that move, they have to make it fair across the board, and you're going to see online paying to be online, just standard Xbox Gold, which is, I guess, what we call it now.
uh,
Before you get any benefits with it, it's just going to have to not charge anything. And you figure if they do away with that, then one Game Pass Ultimate subscription, that's two online subscriptions. So I don't think it's going to hurt them whatsoever.
Yeah, I just feel like both services is good to the point where you don't need the bundle having to pay for online in them. Them services
Right.
can stand on their own. PS Plus and Game Pass brings enough value to the point where you shouldn't have to pay at all on consoles. So I
Yeah.
think the first to do that be the first one to get my applause. I
Mm,
assume it's going to be Microsoft, especially with them bringing Steam potentially onto their platform, which I'm still shaky on to see how that's all going to play out. But it'll definitely be interesting to see.
yeah,
I definitely think both subscriptions can do without having to pay for online.
I
Because
agree.
at this point I don't even pay for fucking online. Like what I don't play, the shit I pay for online is free to play. You know, that's why when PC people be like, "Oh, you gotta pay for online," I'm like, "Well, everything I
We
play
already
is
pay
free
our
to
own internet
play." And
bills. It'd be
mhm.
like if they charged us to like they're like, all right, well, you want to use this console. Not only are we going to charge you internet to like access it, but now we're going to start making you pay for the power you already pay for to run the system. Like it's stupid. Like you're already paying for access to the internet, so why are you paying to then re-access something that you already pay for anyway? It's kind of stupid. I understand why it was needed to begin with, but we're at a point where it doesn't need to be there anymore.
I agree.
Mhm, mhm.
I agree. Definitely need to move away from that. So where were we? Okay, so this is awesome, man. This indie puzzle game Blueprints debuts at a 94 Metacritic, getting a lot of praise. A lot of people are saying it's a game of the year contender. It's already out right now. It's day one in Game Pass and PS Plus. So whether you're on PlayStation or Xbox, definitely check this out. I'm not really in the mood for a puzzle game. I think the last puzzle game I've really locked into was Cocoon. So I got this downloaded. I may check it out one of these days, but it's just like not nothing I'm gonna put in the front of my backlog at the moment. But I love when little games like this, the little unique games come out of nowhere and just absolutely dominate on the review and media side of things, man. It's
Yeah.
dope. Um, I know a few of the homies was playing it. The homie Riz and Reese was playing it. They seem to be enjoying it. So you guys plan on checking it out? And congrats to the studio too. I'm not even sure who made this, but congratulations, guys. This is huge. 94 Metacritic.
Ooh.
Good for them. See, Reese says it's addictive. Yep.
Um,
Hearing that a bit.
Hmm.
I'm definitely going to pick it up. I say pick it up. I'm going to install it from Game Pass. I'm going to give it a go. Um, I do like puzzle games. As long as I don't know. Hopefully, it's not too much like Myst. Myst is just a bridge too far for me. But the fact that it's the highest rated game so far this year, just definitely worth at least checking it out to understand possibly why people are rating it so high because it beat Split Fiction, it beat Monster Hunter. Who was the other one? Was there anyone else in the 90s this year? Um,
Nah, I just think I'm not even sure if my Hunter Split Fiction got in the 90s.
Split Fiction got 91.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. G maybe said trying blueprints now. Slow starting so far. Yeah. Hi Yobi, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yo, B, I want you to know I thought you up, bro. I'm sipping on my last kombucha drink right now, man. Feeling great. And I thought you up in my mind at the start of the pod when we was doing introductions. I was going to mention it, but I was like, I'll wait until I see him. And good to see you in the chat, brother. Good to see you all, man. Bob, was you going to check this out?
Is it in Game Pass?
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
All right, I love it. No fear, no fear. There's no consequences. I love it.
100%, 100%. That's what I do love about Game Pass. It's why I'm so enjoying South of Midnight, but I think South of Midnight would have been one I paid for anyway. Like,
Yeah,
um, yeah, I love compulsion games, so
I mean,
I would have
paid
paid it even if it wasn't in Game Pass.
I paid for
Mm,
Psychonauts 2 before it. I mean, before Game Pass. So
there you go.
Well, I just picked up Lies of P for like 34 bucks. Pro Hance. I played a bit in Game Pass. Absolutely loved it. But with all soul games, I have to own them because I refuse to be against the clock or a timer. I like taking
Mhm.
my time. So Game Pass is really great for trying things, and if you enjoy it, hey, you put it on that wish list, and when you see it go on sale or something like that,
To this
grab it.
day, one of my favorite games on Game Pass, as an indie game that like I don't know if it launched into Game Pass, but it I played it on Game Pass was Tinykin. Fucking loved that
Yeah, I
game.
just picked that up as well, thanks to you and the homie Reese. Was stood by it highly.
Mm.
Can't wait to get to that. I'm just oh, that's
Definitely.
another game I've been playing. Sackboy Vega Pinch Venture. This game is freaking sweet, dude. The music, the aesthetics, the graphics, the dual sense utilization. I'm like, yo, this is really dope, man. Um, then I looked up how much did it sell, and I think they said 1 million. And then I said, typical Sony people don't really support the devs like they should. Thought the same thing about Astrobot. Absolutely. That's why they need me. They need me over here, somebody to actually play and support the fucking great games they put out because apparently when they do put out great games, they don't get supported. But I've been playing it, man. Really, really dope, man. I like the music. I just dope, man. So it's a really good time for platformers.
Yeah.
We're catching up on them if you're like me.
You should like to play Croc though, don't you, Nero?
Yeah, and I was gonna get it, but I seen Tinykin around that
Kid
time,
and
so I
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I grabbed that and Penny's Big Escape. Digital Foundry and John Linneman stood by that as just like one of his favorite artistic style games, and it's a dope platformer. And anytime it's something like a platformer modernized, I'm intrigued. My ears kind of perk up. And I just got to keep saying I blame Astrobot. Just after that, I just was like, yo, I need more. I've got the plat for that shit, and I'm like, fuck, I need more. So been going down this rabbit hole, man. So yeah. But next piece of quick news is a little in case you missed it. Idios Montreal isn't quite ready to let go of Deus Ex series. They don't want it to fall to the wayside, and recently they have attempted to pitch a game to their internal partners. So if you're a fan of that series or Deus Ex in general, you might want to keep your ears to these gaming streets, man. Something may come for this, or that pitch might get shut down. But for those who are fans, I'm hoping something do come of it.
I do too. Irish Montreal, they were picked up by Embracer Group, weren't they?
I'm not sure.
Maybe someone in chat knows. I feel like they were. Were they picked up by Embracer Group? I feel like Embracer Group bought them, Crystal Dynamics. Or was it Tencent? Oh, I can't remember. One of these companies did. Um, but yeah, I think Deus Ex definitely deserves to not fall on the wayside. I don't want it to become like the next Splinter Cell because I'm so sad that Splinter Cell has had nothing done with it in
Yes.
how many fucking years. Yeah, yeah.
Eidos Interactive Corporation is a Canadian video game developer based in Montreal and part of Embracer Group.
Knew they were picked up by Embracer.
Yep.
So maybe that's why they're going to external partners, going, please fund this game because Embracer's like cutting costs left, right, and center. But that's a fantastic studio anyway. They did Shadow of the Tomb Raider, so
Yes, Yobi. Yes. Mankind Divided was fire. It was.
I agree.
All right. So next piece of quick news is Nintendo has confirmed that the Switch 2 will not have any type of achievements, and that pretty much kind of turned me away. Um, Amongst the other things they've been doing, I'm pretty much satisfied as freak right now with my Pro and my Series X. So it's like the Switch, I was already taking a chance to incorporate it into my gaming cycle, especially for vacations or when I'm traveling and stuff like that, which I still plan to do. It's just the more and more decisions they make and comes to the light, it's just like, well, this went from one of those things I would try to pre-order immediately if I
Yeah.
open Best Buy and see it to one of those items where it's like, eh, maybe this summer or maybe this fall I'll randomly open the Best Buy app and see it in there and grab it. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm still not intrigued or definitely wanting to pick one
Mm.
up. It's just as they continue to talk and put their foot in their mouth, which we'll talk about more later. It's just like, I get it when I get it. Going from a must-have to a I get it when I get it type of product.
I mean, that's how I feel, and I feel like achievements. It's just nice to see something pop up. Like if you're so used to having achievements, and then to go to a system where you don't have them. Like even when I'm playing a game that I've played more than once, and I've already gotten all the achievements that I wanted to get, I still kind of miss the idea that I'm not going to see any achievements pop. But yeah, it is hard going back to play Switch games without achievements. Um, I mean, for those who never had them, it probably doesn't make any difference. But whether it's trophies, whether it's achievements, um, I still think it's a bit of a miss. I really think they should have had them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, I've learned something about so gamer score doesn't really mean a lot to
Correct.
gamers,
Yep.
but when you have people that buy a console just so they can play Call of Duty with their buddies or just so they can play Fortnite with their buddies, gamer score means a lot to those people because I work with some people and they're like,
Yeah, that shit means the world to me, bro. Personally, as a gamer, not to cut you off. Sorry about that.
"Oh, you're fine," but I work with some people who just have their console to play Call of Duty and Fortnite and Battlefield and stuff like that. And one of them I was in a conversation with a couple of them at work, and they were like, "Well, what's your gamer score?" And I was like, "Well, I'm pushing 100,000 out the door." And they're like, "Yeah, you're one of those." And I was like, What is one of those?" And they were like, "Well, you are a true gamer. You play a lot of things because we'll never get a score like that just playing COD, Battlefield, and Fortnite." And they don't. They have like a maybe a few thousand gamer score, and that's not even campaign achievements. That's just stuff they've gotten online over the last several years by playing multiplayer.
Hmm.
So I was messing with Rand Althor the other day, and I was like, "So when can we expect 2 million gamer score?" And he said, "Never. It's not gonna happen."
Well, what is he sitting at the moment?
I don't know.
A
I've only
lot,
just hit.
A
I've
lot,
just
yeah.
hit
a lot.
125,000. So I've just
um,
hit 125.
I consider myself a achievement hunter. I'm definitely considering myself a trophy hunter. I just love how Sony got the trophy system set up as far as just capturing your clips or capturing your audio in the clips as well.
Yeah, I think
Um,
that's pretty good. Yeah.
I think that's like just I just feel like it's more worthy, and I just feel like it's really dope being able to track your full completed games just at a glance. Like, okay, I got 11 trophies. That's 11 full complete. I mean, 11 platinums. Now on Xbox, I got 174K gamer score, but I can't tell you how much of that 100 plus K is full completed games. I
Yeah.
know at least 5, 6, 10. You know, definitely this generation probably about the same amount of plats I got. So I just hope like Xbox revamp that, but at the end of the day, what they have is better than what the fuck Nintendo have, which is nothing. I love achievement
Yeah.
hunting. I just think it just needs a little bit of love, just like a few things with Xbox. You know, UI, just a little love, tender, a little bit of attention. Maybe put a specific team on it, because it's dope.
Well,
I think it's a lot of achievement hunters out there who do like
well,
to hunt achievements. You know, and
it's
I
just
felt
nice
good
to
about my
feel
like
like you've done something.
yeah,
Even
because
if you
you
don't
got
go
the
any
thousand
further in a
percent
game, I got to
for
this point in the
Indiana
game and
Jones,
I
right?
did this. Yeah, I got my 1,000 in Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that's a great feeling. You know, when I got my 1,000 in Hellblade, that's a great feeling. But it's like, and then more games you play, that those games drift down the list to never be seen again. Especially
Yes.
somebody like me, you know how far I got. Like I got the 1,000 for Cocoon. That shit
Mm,
is fucking
I did too.
awesome. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I got to scroll down to go find that. Whereas you know on PlayStation, it's just that you already got the stat right now. But
I
as
just
far as Nintendo, man, yo, come
I
on, man.
think it's ironic that in the console space nobody has more history than Nintendo, and you have no way to show that.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't tell you if this is the first time you've ever played a Nintendo system, or whether or not you started all the way back on the original Famicom or the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Mm,
There's just no way to display that. At least Xbox has a gamer score and has badges, and PlayStation has trophies. that started in the PS3 era.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. Because for me, it's kind of about like having just facts, or just backing up what you're saying. Somebody can easily come tell me they beat the last two Zeldas and did everything it is and to do
Yep.
in there. But how can I fact check that? If somebody come tell me they beat every Gears of War on Legendary, it's like, well, let's go check that gamer tag. Or somebody tell me they got the platinum for Spider-Man and it's the best game ever. Well, let's go check and see. So
Yeah.
it is a lot of people in invaded gaming that love to have these overly vocal critiques and just talking points, but the fuck do you do? You don't game, you don't do anything. You know what I'm saying? You just talk about it. So
G, maybe that has never been more clear than the Switch 2's
yeah,
pricing, and yeah,
Yep. They don't care about your
oh
loyalty.
my bad.
Sorry, that's my bad. You click it again, Nero.
Gotcha. They don't care about your loyalty, they want your money. That's a fact. That is a goddamn fact. And the sooner that everybody accept that, no matter what brand you love or want to coon for and cap for, they all about your damn money. They don't care about your feelings, man. If they cared about the feelings, then the fucking God of War wouldn't be on fucking PC. Halo and fucking Forza wouldn't be on PlayStation. Just certain things just wouldn't be happening, But our opinions and our feelings don't matter. It's about meeting those and profit goals, man. So
Mm.
for those people that don't want to accept that and you neglect yourself for certain experiences, that's on you, bro.
Well, I
Or
just love
sisters.
how litigious Nintendo is. Like, clearly, the new Mario Kart world is like reminds me of Forza Horizon. Clearly, their new game chat looks like Discord. And I mentioned that last week. It 100% looks like Discord. And they went after Pocket Pair so bad. And I'm like, Discord could
yep,
really go after you if they wanted. Like, you know? So it's just interesting.
yep.
Um, they're a company of contradictions at the moment. Been a Nintendo fan since I was very small. And even I am not blind to the fact that this is not what I wanted in a Switch 2. I feel like the Switch 1 was more consumer friendly than the Switch 2. Yeah,
Yep.
it is what it is. But they should really put something in there achievement wise. You're right. You could walk away from Nintendo and there's no evidence to show that
You were over there.
you've spent your time or your money if you sold everything. Hmm.
I got a good idea. Okay, you got achievements on Xbox. You have trophies on PlayStation, Nintendo. Let's have different colored mushrooms. There we go.
There you go.
That's a start.
I
That's a
mean,
start. Let me track my mushrooms, man. Oh, you're a Nintendo fan?
have
Bring up the
shroom jokes
mushrooms, buddy.
till the end of the world. That or stars. That or stars.
Yep.
I mean, they have
Yes.
so many options from IPs that they could literally just have
They can
so much
have
fun with
bananas.
it.
Fucking Donkey Kong tribute or something. Like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
Triforce pieces. Who knows?
Wow. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
what
Nintendo
is
is just being
next on our list?
assholes at the moment. So Forza
Yes.
Motorsport update 19 Porsche month is coming. It has came already. The update is live. You get new cars unlocked via the tour. The 1981 Porsche system engineering. You got new cars via the showroom. You got some new spotlight cars, all dedicated to Porsche. The car audio is improved for three cars. The Forza GT 2 and 3 series balance updates, new multiplayer series. So for the Forza community, they're still out there thriving and riding and driving. Keep at it, man. They'd love to see the consistent updates coming from Torrance in, and just keep them coming.
Yeah,
Yep.
I know you like the motorsport series. I'm more of a Horizon person, but I mean they do a fantastic job. Turn 10 does. They do a
I
fantastic
love I
job.
love Forza, but I'm officially more of a GT7 guy, and that's only because I don't play online, and the single player sense of progression in GT is worlds ahead of Forza. And like as far as the cafe books, I love progression throughout those, the history of the cars and stuff like that. Because like I
What about
love
the cost
I
to
did.
upgrade stuff or buy cars? Because I have they fixed that yet?
Yeah, they fixed that a while back. They got once they got that heat on that fucking uh user review, they made their voices heard. But yeah, I haven't had no problem buying cars. I like to use cars, but I play offline, so I need a good sense of progression. Even just being able to read the history and paragraphs about each and every car in GT7 is dope. I wish that there was there for Forza because my homie Red sees the real Forza clucker of the crew, and I talk to him about it all the time. I'm like, damn, I wish I had just like some history on this car, or some history on this track, because when you're playing offline and you're not racing against idiots online, like I choose to do for my sanity, it's just
Yeah.
nice when you got a sense of earning and a sense of just pushing through something. And I
Mm,
did every book it is to do in Forza. Every time they add a new one, I go complete those as well. And it's like those are cool and dope, but if you only for Forza like I am for the offline content, they definitely playing catch up. But they've been getting there.
true dat. True dat. What is next? What have we got
And
next?
Warner Bros. Games is currently developing an unannounced IP that is scheduled to release in 2025. I, we don't know what it is. Nobody has really hinted at anything, but I'll be quick with my point. I just hope it's an Arkham trilogy full on remake, unify from the built from the ground up, bring my favorite franchise to modern platforms, and show the world why Insomniac Spider Man is mid.
That would
Do
have a
it.
quick turnaround though, right? If they did that, and they don't have to sink as much money in or time,
You
so
would
they
think
can
so.
make a quick buck
You
for
got
that.
three masterpieces sitting on your hand, stuck to Xbox
Unannounced
One era.
intellectual property. So, like a new IP or just unannounced IP that is already known. Like they just haven't announced what they're doing.
Well, the wording is just unannounced, so I don't think it's
Yeah.
anything new.
Um, I'm surprised they haven't even put a teaser out for it in 20 if it's releasing this year. It doesn't give it a lot of time or lead in, unless it is an IP that
I
is
think
already known.
after
Yeah.
Suicide Squad, they want to play it safe because they announced that early and it got delayed like two, three
I
times, and
mean,
that can really destroy the
the
momentum of a
the
game.
writing was on the wall around that game. The moment people started seeing it,
Yeah,
majority of people weren't impressed. I was one of them. And I am a DC fan over Marvel every day of the week, and I was not touching that game. Just how it is.
Oh.
KY, anything you want to add on that Warner Brothers game?
Uh, well, I mean, they've definitely, like you said, we don't know what it's going to be. We haven't seen anything, but yet, it's got a 2025 release. Wow, we've got more.
Seriously.
We've got, yeah, we got more coverage on games that don't launch until next year than we have on this mysterious Warner Brothers project.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I I hope they can knock one out of the park, but right now, after Suicide Squad and after um not what is it, Gotham Knights.
Hey, Gotham Knights was an actually okay game. Wasn't horrible.
yeah, I think it was okay.
But yeah,
Personally,
Suicide Squad was rough.
Yeah, I don't know. Did I heard something? Is somebody's making a new Arkham game? Right? Correct?
I
I
just
feel
know
like
about
there's
the VR
rumor
one.
around that, yeah.
Yeah, it was a VR one recently.
Yeah, I feel like there's a rumor around it. Who knows? I hope so. They should have
That
just
makes
stuck with what they do.
that makes sense, Nero. We finally get a game from a um with a pedigree that we've been looking forward to, and it heads to VR. Same way I felt about
You know
Half
what I'm
Life
saying?
Alex.
It's bullshit, man. And then what's crazy is it hits the VR that I don't plan on getting. Like it
Yeah.
skipped the PSVR too. And it's like if I'm gonna get a PS, I mean if I'm gonna get a VR, it's probably gonna be a VR that I already have a library in, like a handful
Mm.
of games I already own that's compatible. And I would love to play
I do
Forza or
say
GT and
for a VR game, it should look good. For a Batman VR game, compared to some
yeah,
of the other
I heard really good
VR games
things.
we've
Hmm.
seen. Just disappointing that it was VR because
Yeah.
most of us are not going to pick up a VR system.
Yeah, I felt the same way about Half-Life Alex. Huge Half-Life fan, loved Half-Life. Gordon Freeman loved it, and we finally get a new Half-Life game,
And
and it's a
it's
VR
VR.
only. And are you fucking kidding me? You could make $100 billion right now with a Half-Life 3, and you make a freaking VR game.
Hey, sometimes they just want to step on a rake. And there's a lot of rakes being stepped on in the gaming industry at the moment. A
Yeah,
lot of them.
yeah.
Um, mm,
A lot of
okay.
self-inflicted wounds going on around here in the gaming industry. So next, Avalanche Studios posts a sign of life from Contraband about damn time via LinkedIn post, and I quote: "Are you ready to power the next AAA title? Question mark. We're looking for senior DevOps engineers to join our Contraband team." This I feel like is another victim of probably being shown or announced too soon. Because by the time we get here, I might be moving on or might just brush it off. But come on, I need to see anything. I need to know something. I was
It'll be
really
a
excited for that when it
2026
got
game,
revealed.
in my opinion. If they're still looking for developers, this is a 2026 game at the
Yeah.
earliest.
After the failure that was Payday 2, um,
Three.
3, or I mean,
It's
yeah, I don't
three.
even
It
know
was
which
three.
one. Payday 3 fucking sucked. That mid shit. This is needed because this is about robbing banks and shit like that. If I'm not mistaken, that's what was told. That's why I think Marathon got potential to be good because the last few extraction games have fucking sucked, and it is a thirst for those.
Yeah.
The Ubisoft extraction game fucking flopped. Um, it's a few that just people don't give a damn about. Payday 3 was highly anticipated for me personally, and that shit was a disappointing and letdown. So um, that's pretty much all I got to say on that.
Mm. All right. Well, I don't have anything to add either.
Yeah, me neither.
No.
Devil May Cry has been renewed for season 2 on Netflix. I have yet to get around to that, but I definitely plan on checking it out. Um, Shout out to the few
Sweet.
homies that's recommending it to me. I am horrible. Yo, Dusty, if you listening, bro, I'm still planning. Dusty and fucking Retro. I'm still planning to get the X-Men 97. Just work with me, boys. I'm getting there. It's been about a year since you guys recommended me watch
Hurry
it.
up and watch it, man.
I'm
Hurry
getting
up.
there, man. I'm working my way there, man. I'm still behind
You
on,
all,
on the
have you watched all
Cyberpunk
of
animated.
Invincible?
Nope. I haven't even
Honestly.
finished season 4 of Lost Boys. Like I am horrible when it comes to watching
Wait,
stuff.
Lost Boys or The
No, the
Boys?
boys, the boys. I don't know why I
It's
said
like
Lost
Lost.
Boys. Yo, no
You haven't
Diddy,
watched
no
season
Diddy,
four?
man. I'm not,
Okay.
looking
Mm.
for the Lost Boys. Now I'm just playing. But did y'all check out the
No.
Devil May Cry series on Netflix? Yeah.
Nope. I unsubbed from Netflix over a year ago and I haven't regretted it once. I just download shit now. I'm not paying for Netflix. I'm about to unsub from Disney Plus too as well. I'm just waiting for Andor season 2 and then I'm unsubbing.
I
Mm-mm.
don't blame you.
Yeah.
Netflix is fucking full of shit. Every
Yeah.
time my girlfriend come over, she logs into her Netflix and be good for a day, and then when she leave, it's like they know that she leave, and then it's just bullshit pop up screens and just trying to detour. And I'm like, yo, fuck you
Yep.
guys. I would never pay for this service. I don't give a damn. I will fucking Nintendo your fucking series and steal your fucking shit. The way people steal Nintendo games, and I mean, deservingly so.
All right.
Deservingly so at
Yep.
times. Hate to be the
Um,
bad guy.
what have we got?
Frag Punk hits consoles April 29th after that short delay recently. Um, they put on Twitter that they're coming to Series X, PS5 with full crossplay, cross progression, and a special launch gift for console players. And this is
Um,
free to play, so I am extremely excited to check this out.
I'm excited for it too. I love the concept, the idea behind it. Mainly because they've got big heads in this thing, and I'm just like, oh, that reminds me so much of playing GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64. Like, fucking loved that. Just putting all the cheats on, playing with paintball rounds, and like, it was just a hell of a lot of fun. And so I'm excited for Frag Punk and seeing what the cards do around the change of the gameplay and making it more dynamic. And I mean, it's not the only game that does that. I feel like there's another PC game that does that. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Has any of you played it in the preview on Xbox's Insider program? Have any of you played it yet?
Nah, I didn't get to checking it out. My hands was full around that
Mm.
time.
No, unfortunately not.
No. Neither did I. But I'm definitely wanting to play it. It looks cool. I like the art style for it and the concept. We shall see
Trying
though.
to remember what other game it was that used cards as a modifier.
I can't remember the name of it, but it's some PC game that
Ah,
does use cards as a modifier.
oh shoot! It's gonna bug me now.
Google,
Well,
Google it. Ask the AI. Where
And
else
while
have we
Bob
got?
figured that out, we got a leaked Steam date, pretty much saying that Mafia: The Old Country is releasing August 8th, according to a
Yes,
blog post, which seems really quick and seems like really realistic, especially with them having Take Two having Borderlands and GTA coming later this year. It makes sense that they want to get Mafia out this summer. Yo, day one for me, I definitely be getting that. Probably try to pre-order as soon as I can. Looks
I'm
dope.
excited for it. I am excited for it. I need to play three before August 8th because I want to get three out of the way. So I've played all the other ones, and then I'm looking forward to Mafia Old Country. Neon White uses cards, but not as deeply. Yes, Neon White does. I'm trying to think. There's another game. There is another game that does it, which people are potentially assuming that they're infringing on
Balatro.
slightly.
Yeah, Balatro.
No, no, not Balatro. I'll go
It's a
find it.
game from EA that does it too, man. Lost in Random. I don't know if anybody ever heard of that.
Yes,
Lost in
loved it.
Random.
That's getting a sequel.
Yep. Another game in my backlog. I have to finish.
Gloomhaven.
I feel like that's it. That sounds like it.
It's a Steam game. It's on Steam.
Hmm.
Images. Is that the one? Potentially. I'll actually have a look. I'll go find it.
All right, you
Cool.
guys ready
Continue
to
on. Sorry. Yeah.
break down these main topics? Well, we got some breaking news. You know, we do Saturday podcast, so this is breaking early in the week. But for the Aim Down Sights community, it's breaking news, guys, and it's some good news. Xbox has confirmed its showcase for June 8th, and the Outer Worlds 2 is going to be the game that gets the focus after show, pretty much, that they've been doing for the last 2 3 years. And sad news for the people and enthusiasts that like to go and show Xbox our support and love in person. This will not have a live audience.
Fanfest.
This will,
Yeah.
yeah, it won't have a live fan fest, which I hate to see. But I'm excited for this. I'm excited to see what's being shown. I'll let you guys lead off, and now I give my 2 cents at the end.
We'll throw to KY. What was your thoughts around the announcement? We all knew it was coming. We
Yep.
all knew that there was a Xbox showcase coming. But the fact that Outer Worlds 2 is going to be the follow-up game, just like Starfield was 2 years ago and COD Black Ops 6 was last year. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I think for one, the 11 minutes of gameplay that's been shown so far of Outer Worlds 2 was trash. It was very low quality, sub 30 frames.
Thank you.
Whoever did that
Thank you, Bob.
recording needs to not work there anymore. That is not your best foot forward. They need to rectify that, and everything they show gameplay wise in the developer direct after the showcase. And for the showcase, I believe we're going to see hardware in this showcase. I believe we're going to get our first look at the Xbox ROG collaboration. Um, they're gonna we're gonna see some more E Day, Gears of War, and
Mm.
I believe we're gonna see the next generation of Halo teased. in Unreal Engine 5.
Hope so. I
I hope
hope
so
so, dude.
too. I'm trying to find this thing. Okay.
Sound like a great
So
showcase if it
you
goes
didn't you
where you
didn't
want that.
what did you like about the Outer Worlds 2 gameplay?
Um, the the setting, the mood, really. I mean, I liked what I saw around the player more than I enjoyed what the player was doing. If that makes sense.
Yes,
I
yeah.
mean, it was more. I mean, it was a different setting. You could tell they're going in a different direction than the first one, with a little more. Oh, some of the settings really kind of made me feel like I was like, this could almost be. I could almost see this kind of setting in Cyberpunk.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, it kind of had like a cyber feel to it as far as the backdrop of the gameplay. But as far as what I saw in the gameplay, character wise, uh, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just don't show such crappy gameplay. I mean, it really was. It was very low quality.
It's
So
still in development though. And it's not going to be probably what they show at the final showcase. So I feel like they gave IGN maybe slightly
I just feel like
shittier
why
stuff.
show it at
And
all
it
in that
could be
state?
it could be an earlier build. I think it's to kind
Yeah.
of build a little bit of hype because Outer Worlds isn't on par with like COD
I think the hype is meant for after the showcase with that whole
or
direct.
um or Starfield, and it isn't Fable. And I feel like Fable was going to be this, so I feel like they're moving into that space.
yeah,
Mm.
So I mean, I
point.
didn't really pay attention to the technical side of things, like the homie Bob pointed out. And thank you so much, Bob, because if I said exactly what you said, I would be hung to a cross and labeled the biggest pony bot in the community just for being honest about my critiques around Xbox. So
100%.
I appreciate the honesty, bro, because what I didn't like, I went to the IGN GameSpot. Red flag number one, that was my first mistake. Their gameplay is absolutely fucking horrible, dude. All the slow camera panning around, pretending like you're so fucking immersed in environments. Bitch ass motherfucker. Nobody plays like that, dude. We look around and then we get to the fucking nitty gritty of the game, bro. Now we all step off our ships in Starfield or look around at Indiana Jones, but nobody consistently plays like that for a consistent amount of time. And that's pretty much what that gameplay from IGN was. I think it's
Yeah,
enough dope content, Xbox content community people to start giving these codes to or these review footage or just these footage to get out to a better where it'll be received better anyway. You know, you're giving it to IGN. They spelt the fucking name wrong, first off. It was the outer weeds or some dumb shit
yep,
like that. They spelt
yep,
that wrong. The other worlds too. So off rip, the first impression is just not good. And then you click on the video, IGN people cannot gameplay for shit. And then you got Bob on the back end pointing out that it just wasn't technically impressive. Now, personally, I was hoping to see a bigger leap, but like Panda said, it's still in development. It's probably not the final product. But that goes to be my problem with Xbox. Don't put out anything that can be picked apart the way we're picking it apart right now because we're fucking Xbox fans and enthusiasts that's able to pick this shit apart. So you give people easy ammo to just tear down a game before it even fucking gets here. If you're going to have a whole 30, 45-minute direct after your summer big blockbuster showcase, which only you're doing besides Jeff Keighley, Nintendo shit be smaller scale and PlayStation shit is non-existent, has been for years. So this is the ball in your court, and that's why personally I wish they would have kept the physical attendance and stuff, coming. I think that's just a dope way for the Xbox community to continue to just interact with each other. Now, in the same vein, that's unfair because we're dealing with a lot of bullshit in the world. Everything in prices is going up.
100%.
People planes is dropping out the sky like fucking flies. So you know, it's probably safer for everybody to just watch over a stream. But I think that it's still important to have that brushing shoulders with your community that's standing by you no matter
I
what.
th-
I think that's dope. Um,
um I think King David had a point around this around leaving like right now, the way FanFest is, and they're celebrating 10 years of FanFest, he made a comment around like, if you go to this event and you go to the Summer Game Fest as well, because that's Keeley's thing. You actually have to leave and go to a completely different location, still to go ahead to watch the Xbox showcase, and then to go do FanFest. And if you want to go back, so logistically, it's not great. And he kind of put it like they're leaving that side of it for Keeley. They're probably going to maybe look at doing. He thinks they may be looking at doing FanFest over in Gamescom over in Europe this year instead. So maybe it is they're just moving it around a little bit to celebrate 10 years. Because Gamescom, I feel like, is more open to um,
Mm-hmm.
not just you journalists, but all gamers in general who vibe with that. And so it's probably a better setting for it rather than going to where all the journalists are and kind of getting in amongst that. Disappointing though for those who have been doing it, and it's easy enough to travel if you're in the States. The fact if you may have to go external for it, but I just hope that it doesn't die out and they continue to do FanFest in the future, because it would be very disappointing to see something like that disappear, because
And I feel like,
PlayStation lost their one with
yeah,
their, what was
and
it
that's
called,
what
like
sets them
PS
apart.
Experience or PSX or something,
Yeah.
and they stopped doing that. I feel like the last one they did was during the PS4 Pro announcement back in 2016.
And I
Yeah.
personally, to piggyback on what you said, I just feel like stuff like that sets Xbox apart. That's a part of your identity. Hot take to me personally, exclusives was a part of your identity as well. And you
Mm.
already lost that one important aspect to me. So now don't lose this, caring about fan service as well. Like I get it, maybe this is just a one off. Um, but your identity and how your fans look at your brand is important. Because to the fans, to me specifically, I feel like Xbox is Xbox. It's a huge stumping force. It's to be reckoned with. It can go blow for blow with the competition. But I'm starting to feel like Xbox may be just looking at shit as a Game Pass box going forward. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And is your direction, because you'll always be my favorite publisher. That'll never change. You own some of my favorite games ever created. IPs like Halo and Gears and even Forza. But it's going to be interesting to see how they go forward. And I think this showcase will be the first look into the future. I agree with Bob, especially with that handheld. And this would be a good time to give Nintendo the middle finger. Max
Yeah,
it out at $3.99. Don't let it go a
I think
penny
they
above.
should. I think they should
Um,
really, really compete on price. And I do agree with Bob, yeah, about we're probably going to see the handheld at Xbox's showcase. Be a fantastic place to put it, because what were some of the comments going? Um, PlayStation doesn't need a showcase; they get to watch Xbox's showcase because they're saying all the games are going to PlayStation. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
cool. Well, if that's the case, then why don't they show some hardware, this handheld, really give a reason for PlayStation gamers to second guess their purchasing, and really, really challenge Nintendo, because what the Switch 2 is releasing in June, this whole month and week ish time frame for what E3 time, which sadly doesn't exist anymore.
one
But
thing I do know about us Xbox fans is we're vocal as fuck.
yeah,
Um, and that's why I make my stance as clear and as loud as possible. And with us being vocal, some people in the community felt like they might be not doing a live event because some of the reveals might be
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation as well. If they announce a Halo or a Gears collection and they got the PS5 logo, it's no guarantee how the crowd may react. People may boo that. People may not agree with that. So
very
some
much be the
people is
case.
assuming they might be trying to avoid a little bit of that. But if that's the reason, then you're a fucking coward. That's some cowardly shit. You can take our money and take Sony money from putting the shit over there, but you can't take your supporters voicing their opinions. But that's just a assumption people were saying online. I don't think it's personally that. I think it's more so the state of the fucking economy and the world as a whole right now, that maybe this isn't the best thing to be doing. But
Yeah.
I say that, but then I don't know, because if Jeff Keighley turn around and have a physical games Summerfest and multiple people go out there and that goes really good, then it's like
That's usually though for your journalists and that the Summer Game Fest.
true.
So yeah, whereas the Xbox Showcase is journalists, but also the fans. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next year. I think next year is going to be a bit of a telling example as to what what they've decided. Um,
I'm interested to
I
see the scope of. I'm sorry, my
oh
last
yeah
point
yeah
is I'm interested to see the scope of Outer Worlds 2. Is it going to be more of the same? Is it going to be a slightly improved upon? Because my reason for championing a lot of these Microsoft acquisitions and stuff over the past few years, like I have, is because these studios get a better, bigger, and better budget, and sometimes it work out in our favor. Other times
South of
it
Midnight.
don't seems to. Yes, South of Midnight. I was about to name that one. You get big improvements and shit
Yeah
like that, and then other times, they may be come or go experiences. So I'm interested to see like what it's gonna be. 'Cause I think
yeah.
About was a good step in a good big first step in the right direction from Obsidian and what they can do with bigger
Mm,
budgets and bigger scales.
I'm
Um,
looking forward to the Outer Worlds too, and definitely I went into watching that gameplay with two minds. I went into just see if it felt like the Outer Worlds and just kind of enjoy the experience that is and see what they were going to deliver. And then I also went in there and looked at the fact that it's definitely unpolished. The character models look good though. They look like the most polished things in that, including the weapons, like that scythe really cool.
that shit was sexy.
I do like some of the gameplay mechanics. Like now, when you're doing stealth, like in Assassin's Creed, you can tell if you're going to take that person out completely or not. Is it worth trying to do a stealth kill? If you're not going to end up killing them in one go, so I like that. But yeah, definitely notice that the world isn't as polished as you want it to be. So we're going to see more on this game, and then get
It's another thing that pissed me off, what you talking about the polish. And I'm sorry because Panda, you just make so many great fucking points. It's like if I don't tag in right then, I'll never say the shit. So I
You're good.
apologize. And I know it's a full time fucking job dealing with my talkative ass every week. But I'm sorry, Soul not here, so I gotta make up for me and him. My thing is if it's already
Put some
looking
soul in
janky,
there.
if it's already looking janky and unpolished, that's safe to say it's gonna be unpolished and janky on the X. If this is what was to get, right? Whenever it comes. Meaning it's probably going to be slightly less janky and slightly more polished on the more powerful PS5 Pro. So at that point, it's like, what the fuck are we doing here? You keep letting the oppositions get the better game. And people can hype on this Game Pass shit all they want, but Game Pass didn't become relevant until this generation and the back half of last gen. Prior to that, everybody was buying their games. So for the people that don't mind buying their games that might want to buy one or two, three games of the year, what incentive is you giving Xbox people to buy our shit on your platform? Because Game Pass isn't and can't be the end all be all for everyone. It's important. It's a great service, yes. But Xbox wasn't always about Game Pass. It was a deeper meaning to it. And for those who have been here through the original Xbox, through the 360, when I personally tagged in and came in, Xbox is more than just a fucking subscription. So treat that shit more than just a fucking like we're all just fucking subscribers, yo. Even
Mm,
with my fucking favorite franchise, Halo, like that. I'm praying Bob is right, and I pray we see something at the summer showcase because I want Halo to get the same treatment Doom is getting.
mm,
It's a great IP. Get it together. Because in the same vein, for the last 4 years, I brag about, oh, this is $1 trillion company, this is $1 trillion company. Fucking act like it. Act like you got the backing of $1 trillion company. It can't be that hard to get proper writers. It can't. That can't be. Look at South of Midnight. That shows you it's possible. Great writing is possible. This might be a hot take, but I think the writing in Gears 4 and 5 is a step back from the original trilogy.
yeah.
It's okay, dust yourself off. Halo Infinite and Halo 4 and 5 writing is a clear step back from the Halo 1, 2, 3, and Reach. It's okay. Dust yourself off. But what I can't keep doing is trying to find excuses to defend you. If
Mm.
your fucking next biggest IP from Obsidian is not ready to be shown, don't show it. We're okay. We have enough fucking games. We show it at the summer showcase when it's ready. You sold us on this Tower of Power bullshit 4 years ago. So why the fuck is we still 4 years in getting games that look fucking janky? That's not cool. But then we turn around and say the pro is not worth it. Come on, man. It's
I
like, what are we doing?
didn't think the gameplay looked janky. I don't know. I obviously was looking at something different. I think the world, like, definitely is still got to get polished up. I also think it's an older build. But I kind of agree. Like, we didn't need to see this. It could have just been shown at the showcase, and then done the deep dive later, or done like a trailer, done a funny Obsidian trailer like they've done in the past. Like, that would have probably been a better bet. I am a massive Outer Worlds fan, so I do have faith in this the main Obsidian team that is working on this, because it was a secondary team working on Avowed, and then they have their smaller teams who work on their other games. So I minus the polish, which I kind of expected. The game's in development. Um, I'm not too worried. It's the Outer Worlds. The Outer Worlds was interesting anyway,
And
and it
that's why
had
it
this
pisses me
weird,
off.
weird, weirdness to it around the world building, the characters, and all of that.
Because this might be a hot take, but every Outer Worlds one fan is pretty much guaranteed to support two. So everything
Yeah,
you're showing
I
is not the show, and not you're not selling the people like me, Panda,
no,
Bob,
you're not
Retry.
selling me on
You're not
anyone.
selling us on the game. We're gonna be there day one.
Hmm.
You're trying to sell outsiders on the game. So when you're trying to sell outsiders on the game, and then your showing is just not pristine, like I feel like we're in a position where everything shown, period, should be in a flawless state. Because you're not a little indie dev studio. We're not little people. It's of course it's not the Activisions of the world, but just get it together. Because
Well,
what
I
you
think
do
it's
is you
good that
you
they
shoot
show it
yourself in
like
the
this
feet.
now, to hear feedback, to hear what people think about it at this point, so that they can continue to deliver what some people expect. They may have already fixed half of the stuff that people were looking at already, for what we finalize. But I also don't think it's going to be this massive masterpiece um, around it, unless they've got people working on Avowed coming in to help.
Uh,
Because
I
yeah,
love part one. All I can ask is for an improved experience overall.
I
So if,
think so.
if I play it and it's like step backs here and there, I'll be vocal about it and stuff like that. But I just feel like Avowed was a really great game, and you got to
Mm.
capitalize off of momentum. And this is Xbox problem. Everybody says what's working for them and what's not working for them. Well, let's see them stick to a vision for once without caving in,
Well, it's its first
and then
announcement, right? We haven't heard anything particular about what to expect from the rest of the game. They've talked a little bit about combat. It's no point going fire and brimstone at this point, and around it, when we haven't seen its official release or
no, I'm not.
announcement
I just think
on
I
it.
hold them to a standard where you shouldn't put out anything that could be questionable, especially when you got all the odds stacked against you. People
I
waiting to
agree
tear
they
your game
shouldn't,
down. People
but
wait to tear you down every step of the way.
we
Xbox, so
can't
it's
do
like
anything about it, especially
we,
putting it on fucking IGN. Biggest mistake.
we can't do nothing about it. But what I'm personally as a fan is gonna do about it is voice my opinion and critique that
Mm.
shit. Stop doing that. Stop doing that because you shoot yourself in the feet. You get this momentum going, and then you do shit that can be questionable. So now instead of the conversation is being, oh wow, they added this or that to the Outer Worlds or this that, it's about just being let down from what was shown. And like I said, I have no doubt that it's going to be a good or great game. But the
What?
people that's watching that gameplay that never played the first one, they might turn away and be like, nah, I'm good.
I mean,
I'm all right.
Well, I
so
think it's going to hit for those who didn't have the Starfield, but I also think it was nice to hear that what they're aiming for around the game, the gunplay is more in line with your Bungie gunplay, and then those sort of things. So it's nice to hear that they're wanting to really refine and improve on the first game's gunplay, which had a lot of critiques, and deliver a much more cohesive and better and smoother experience when it
As
comes to
long as they
combat.
don't take the Fallout 4 route, meaning they focus too much on the gunplay aspect and not enough on the actual story. Because what set Outer Worlds apart from me is just the storytelling that Insidian can pull off in their games. Whether it's
Mm.
even Avowed and what you call it, New Vegas and Outer Worlds One. I just think these games are extremely well written and told games within the stories and the universe. So as long as you don't overly put too
Well, it's a
much
different team
emphasis.
working on that within the studio, right? So they've got your team who's doing the gameplay, and you've got the team who are delivering the story. So I also hope that they deliver a fantastic story that actually completely surpasses the first game's story. Because there are a lot of people who won't have played any of the DLC from the first game, so they only played the mainline story and that's it. So there's stuff that they're missing out around some of the things there. But also, I highly recommend if you get a chance, go to Secret Levels and watch the Outer Worlds episode from Secret Levels, just to get an idea of what sort of world you're jumping into with the way corporations work. And I really hope they lean more into that craziness around corporations again. Because I really, really enjoyed the first game, and I want this game to just really take what they learned from number one and just kind of turn it on its head and just deliver us a fantastic experience. And I know that's what you want, Nero. That's probably what you want, Bobby. I think that's everyone who likes the IP really just wants to see them cook with this game.
I mean, let's be honest. They Xbox they did the same thing when they showed Halo Infinite. I mean
Yeah,
that
it's a
Craig,
common theme. Starfield as well.
yeah, that
Yeah,
Craig
but the difference
to me
between that
was
and
the
Halo Infinite is Halo Infinite was at their main showcase and they fucked up and showed it there. If they deliver that sort of thing at the showcase in June, then yes, the sky is falling and you're going to see pitchforks and torches out there. Sorry, Bobby, cut you off.
Oh, you're fine. And let's be honest, Starfield was a good game. If Starfield had come
Oh
out
yeah,
multiplat, it would have been game of the year. But because it was exclusive, it just got dogpiled with even more hate than it, because I
Xbox
mean it
tax
was.
is
Yeah,
for a reason.
it was a true Bethesda game. The things that people were complaining about were the things that Bethesda has always done. And you loved the Fallout games, and you loved the Skyrim, and what are you complaining about? It's Bethesda. This is what they do, and they did a very good job at it. I mean, damn.
Um, Luray, I don't know actually if I'm saying your name right. Should I play the first Outer Worlds to play the second one? We don't actually know enough about what Outer Worlds 2 is going to be to understand whether or not you should play the first one. I mean, it's in Game Pass if you want to check it out, give it a look at. But if you don't want to play it, go watch the secret level episode on Outer Worlds to understand sort of the world you're running into, and how it reminds me of like how corrupt the corporations were in like Fallout and what they did to people. Kind of the same with what they've done in the Outer Worlds, around these settlements where they just kind of fucked everyone over in them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
I would recommend checking it out just because it's like really a really good damn game.
it is a
I
good game.
enjoyed a lot of the companions, and you can't go wrong. Um, it's two versions you can play. I feel like you can and can't go wrong with both versions. The re-release version does have a lot of hiccups on the Series X when I played it. Um, Tested on the Pro has been smoother there, but a lot of people did not like that re-release. So I did personally because it's just so freaking colorful, man. I'm a sucker for colorful games, man. That's partly why I'm enjoying the marathon reveal, which we'll talk about in a bit.
I was gonna say that sounds like marathon right up your alley.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. And unless any of you guys got anything to say about the showcase.
um, I'm just excited for the Xbox showcase. I am. If it's anything to go by what last year's showcase is, and if it's even better than last year's showcase, because last year's
Oh
showcase was
God,
fucking fire.
it was
No
Um,
problem, Tito.
I'm like, I am here for it. Take my money is what's going to happen if they really outdo themselves. I think we might get a teaser for Fable to remind us it's being pushed out to 2026. But I'm kind of sad that we're not getting Fable this year, but Fable next year. Let that game cook. It needs to. It needs to hit new fans and be accepted by old fans. So Fable needs to do things right. Yeah, nothing further to add there. What have we got
So, Panda,
next?
would you like to read these bullet points real quick while I grab my food from the door? for the marathon topic?
Bullet points. What am I looking at? Are we looking
Okay,
at?
so at,
Have you
at
added something into this that
yes,
I
the
have not
marathon.
seen?
Yes, I kind of because when I added the marathon topic earlier in the week, none of this information was out. So I went back
Uh,
today after all this information, just added some like key points for people that's listening, so they can
give
know
me
what
a
they're getting
second. I'll bring
themselves
it up.
into.
I will
Oh yeah,
bring it
take your
up.
time. Well, I'll be right
Um,
back in like 2 seconds. So if you
Well,
don't get
while he's gone, I just want to say a shout out to everybody watching live. Thank you. Appreciate all of you. Nero's just grifting away. He'll be back. And such. And we have the fantastic KY Bob with us this week. For those who have
Woohoo! Yeah.
noticed 100%. Soul is not with us this week. He has so much stuff going on in his personal life that it wouldn't be feasible or fair to even ask him to be here this week. Not unless I was a taskmaster and a horrible human being. But we have information on, and hopefully this likes me when I share my screen. Just been having issues today, so fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
Everybody say hey if you don't.
Let's see if it will play. What is the Twitter one? Yeah. Oh, sound. I need to turn sound off. Give me 1 second. I thought I updated this.
I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Sorry about that, guys.
So, place. I thought I fixed this and it obviously didn't save. There we go. Because I was playing around in here earlier.
This shit looks
Haha.
so fucking intriguing to me, man. I love this art style.
Okay, so I'm going to run through the topic stuff. So, Marathon came out with their review from Bungie, team-based extraction shooter set in Toe City 4, scavenge remains of a lost colony for glory and fortune. So the launch is coming to PS5, Xbox, and PC on September 23rd, and it will be a premium product, meaning not free to play. Don't know what the price is yet, but I'm not assuming it's going to be a full price game. I think it's going to be around your $30-$40 mark, kind of in line with what was Concord full price. I can't remember.
I think it was
Um,
shit 99.
Weapons and movement feels crisp, fluid, and incredibly satisfying in that ratified
It
way
runs like
few
Halo.
studios can achieve from Bungie. So 3 maps. They're going to have 6 runner classes at launch. So for the beta, I think they're going to be 4 on offer. Plans to support the game with new maps, weapons, characters, and more as time goes on. It's ranked play. Oh, there's ranked play. There's in-game challenges, seasonal storytelling, secrets to discover, community events, all in one, all coming in season 1, and more content to come after that. There are objectives in there, and the idea is to get as much loot as you can and get out alive. If you die, your gear and your loot will be up for grabs. Survive, and you can take your gear with you on future runs and such. So fight in a crew up to 3 players, up to 18 players per map. There will be, it's like a PvP plus PvE. There'll be AI in there battling other players, security forces, those sort of things in there. So we've just had the show and the announcement from Bungie to finally show us what they're delivering in relation to this game. So it's a extraction shooter, and your runners do have abilities. So it feels like they've taken a little bit of some of the DNA of Destiny and put it in here. I'm actually going to throw to KY Bob, and from what I've said so far, because I know you haven't seen the gameplay, but obviously you've seen the teasers and the trailer. Is this something that you would possibly be interested in at all? Let me
Uh,
refresh.
I mean, I don't. So right off the bat, I'm not particularly a huge fan of extraction shooters. But with that being said, it is Bungie. But at the same time, I'm torn because one of the things I loved about Bungie was their storytelling in the earlier Halo games. I mean, Halo 1 through 3 by far the best trilogy that there is. The only thing that comes close is the Mass Effect trilogy.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, Bungie, they were great storytellers. They had a great story in Halo, and they paired that with an amazing multiplayer. Now, if even looking at so
Hi, Pete.
if even looking at, hey, what's up, Peter? How you doing, Peter? Even looking at their last outing, or the last two outings with Destiny and Destiny 2, that was still kind of open world slash hub, kind of where you could follow a storyline, do it cooperatively, go on like raids and stuff like that. And we're talking about a game now with Marathon that is not going to be an open world. It's going to be kind of an extraction shooter where the way you attack, or the way you go about the extraction may be able to change. The map could be large enough so that you did it a certain way, but you still got one task to complete. To me, that doesn't sound like much of a story. And like I said before, Bungie's known for their storytelling. So I'm torn I'm torn with them doing this game that to me sounds like a live service game with no story. Just a what's the word I'm looking for? Just a um or
Oh,
not achievement. One purpose and one purpose only, to play the game.
mm.
And we're looking at, it's an extraction based shooter, so we're probably looking at limited time playthroughs. And
20, 30 minute
I don't
matches, maybe.
yeah, I don't really know if Bungie is built for that. It worked with multiplayer in Halo because that was just a facet of the game. And really, after their storytelling and their artwork on the campaign, how could you go wrong with the multiplayer?
Mm.
I don't know if a multiplayer only type of game with Bungie works. I hope it does. I mean, I've always kind of liked Bungie. I didn't play any more Destiny after they killed Cade, but a lot of people didn't. I don't know. I mean, I've got to see more. I got to know, is this game going to have a soul? Is it going to have something underlying? When I scratch through the surface, am I going to find more, or am I just going to be greeted by a void of nothing?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
rinse and repeat.
Mm.
I got to see that. I really do.
Mm. Fair point. I mean, fair enough there. Bungie are known for their gunplay, so you know it's going to be fire, regardless of whether you're here for this game or not. And I'm just going to ask the chat, for those who've seen the gameplay, is this something you're going to be interested in, or just give it a go at least? Because it's available day one. I do like the fact that they confirmed that, and I don't think they needed to, but I guess after all the kerfuffle with PlayStation and PC and what they did with their PSN accounts, they confirmed you do not need a PlayStation PSN account to play this on the platforms that this is available on. Obviously, if you're on PlayStation, you're on a PSN account anyway, but Xbox and PC are not going to be impacted by that, which I think is fantastic. But Nero, you said you've got a lot to say around this. This game looks and sounds like it's right up your alley. So where are you on
Yeah,
that?
I'm
Yeah.
I'm super intrigued and super excited. I think the gameplay and the gunplay looks super crisp. I think the art style
Is
is
is he
different.
botting for you, Bobby? Was it just me?
It was just you. It was not me. I heard
How
him
I'm
loud and
sounding,
clear.
chat? I
You
Maybe
sound
it's on
good.
my
sound
end.
great.
Alrighty.
Oh, oh.
Um, I think it looked really good and intriguing, man. I think a lot of Bob takes is definitely fucking verified. I would love a little storytelling from Bungie, but I like that they're being very transparent and very clear of what this is. so you can
Mm.
make up your mind right now if it's for you or if it's not. Um, I just think this is going to be one of those games, the communities that have to grow. It's probably going to be successful day one. It's probably going to have a lingering player base that dips off. Maybe they don't find that gameplay loop or what you're doing specifically intriguing. They did come out on Twitter and confirm that it won't be a full premium price. The Bungie account pretty much said that. So I'm thinking around 40, $50 around that Hell Diver territory. And I'm all for that personally because playing Hell Divers 2 is by far one of the best games I played this generation. I can't recommend it enough. It's very fun, very unique. And I think all the time, like, yo, this is a $40 experience. It make you want to support them. It make you want to get the little skins or cosmetics and stuff like that. So I'm hoping Bungie is ready for whatever type of reaction they get at launch. Whether it's just super, super, super successful, you need to be ready to have them servers unlocked and ready to go and hold it down. And
Yeah.
even if it's not the best, well received, man, the fuck up and stick with it. I'm tired of
Mm.
these people putting out these games and just giving up. Not a lot of games hit the market striving and being successful off rip. Some of these games take years to build a community and build a consistent, supportive community. You have to hear feedback. You have to do stuff like that. I like that they're listening to feedback. Um, as far as the gameplay loop, I think is really intriguing. I'm happy that it's on a smaller scale because I'm craving a new Halo. I need smaller scale shooters. Everything is chasing that Fortnite huge open world, huge battle royale type of gameplay loop. That's what killed Battlefield 2042 for me. Sometimes we just need something like this, something simple, something you can hop in with a buddy or two, load up, go try to extract. Like this is just look like a fun, dope video game. And if they're not charging full price for it, and they're not being egregious with it day one, I'll be happy with it. I'll be there to support it. But
Yeah.
I think it's very telling when you come out and say you got 2 to 3 maps. That let me know that this is going to be a game that gets built upon, and it's
Mm.
pretty much setting people up and setting the expectations right. So I feel like they're being very transparent with what this game is and what you're getting. Now, leading up to this official reveal, I had a lot of question marks. I
I've
was
answered a
kind of
lot of it for
over
you.
Yeah, I was kind of over all that vague ass shit, like changing cover photos or Twitter accounts, and just like it's just some huge like, dude, just show me reveal the gameplay, show me what I'm about to be buying, show me why I should want to check it out, and I'll go from there as a consumer. But personally, I think it's dope. I absolutely love the art style. I know the homie Retri mentioned it in the Discord too. I think that's probably one of the best things for me personally. I love unique feeling and looking games, and like you guys said, Bungie nails the gameplay. So let's see if they can keep up with that flow of content, because this is definitely hard. When you miss that initial flow of content to start, you end up like Halo Infinite, a fantastic, amazing game, but with a dwindling fan base because people have left while waiting for sad content to come and found another game. So let's hope they don't get fall into
Long
that
live
loop.
Mm.
What you say, Bob?
Long live Anthem. I loved that game, but it
Mm.
died because of no content.
I agree. Flipping
Also,
agree. I
guys,
loved
I want
Anthem
to
as well.
I
Um.
want to say thank you to all the 100 people plus in here. Please
Mm.
make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Love the community. Love chopping it up about gaming. You guys excited for Marathon in the chat? Let me know, man, because right now I'm feeling like I'm one of the only 20 people that really is intrigued by the game. So let me know if I'm just crazy.
I'm definitely intrigued because it's Bungie. Bungie is always kind of okay. They're the masters at gunplay. There's no doubt, but they're also the masters of storytelling. And I don't see a hop in, hop out extraction shooter having that Bungie touch. I mean, I could be completely wrong. I hope I am, but I don't know. It may if it to me so far it feels like one of those games I may pick up and play one weekend with the friends and never look back at it.
I mean, if they do a free to play weekend, you'll get a lot of people give it a go, like open beta.
Right.
But yeah, I feel you. I don't know. I'm not entirely sold on this. I don't particularly like the world. I think the only character I actually like is Void, and their name is like the magic from the Void magic from from Destiny. Anyway, I guess my biggest gripe here is for those who really, and I know there's going to be that competitive edge for everyone who's going to enjoy that, but needing a mode for those who don't really want to jump in there and take their loot with them and then potentially lose their loot and have it taken by someone else. That's probably the hardest sell for me, because if you are up against some really good players, they're just going to be stealing shit from you and like wiping teams. You're gonna have that, and then you've lost all your gear that you took into that. So what? You've got to make sure that you don't put any of your good gear on, but also good gear helps you stay in the match longer and those sort of things. So there's a little bit of that I think some people aren't going to be keen on that gameplay mechanic, and I definitely understand where they're coming from. Um, I think for an extraction shooter, hopefully they do it right. There's been quite a few extraction shooters that have done really well initially and then kind of died a short death or slow death by comparison to where they were when they first came out. I really hope that I think we were talking about it in the Discord around whatever the battle pass looks like and not feeling like a chore or a job, because gaming is meant to be fun. But my thing is, I hope we don't see what we continuously see with some of these companies around just charging ridiculous prices for microtransactions. You're already charging someone to play the game. They're already going to maybe get the battle pass, and then making microtransactions super expensive. I think microtransactions, if you're going to put them in a game, need to be max $5, max. And then a range from 99 to $1, because you'll sell a lot more that way than you will selling them at $20-$30 a skin or whatever it is. So I really hope that they do better, because I feel like when they were under Activision, their skins and such in Destiny were ridiculous, and then when they went independent again, there was no real difference. It still felt like you were being charged an arm and a leg for Destiny 2. Yeah, I think I would have been more impressed if we had a Destiny 3 announcement. That's just my opinion. But you never know. I like the fact that they have confirmed that if you really want to push yourself and go for some really good loot, you can go up into the actual ship that is named Marathon. If you know the original game itself, you were basically on a ship called Marathon. It was like, and you're running through and trying to. It was a, I'll say, shooter. It was just a standard shooter in that regard. But yeah, that's where my thoughts are. I don't know. We'll see. I may give it a go. I might just try it. If the beta's open, I might give it a go then and decide whether or not I want to do anything, because I'm of the mindset of you, Bobby, around how good Bungie is with gameplay and gunplay, and like the Halo games, the original Halo games stand up so well right now. They're smooth, they're fun to play. And if you can't get the gameplay right, then you're screwed anyway. But I have no qualms about their ability to deliver a fantastic shooting game. It's just, what does the rest of the game deliver outside of that? Yes, you've got this gameplay loop around extraction shooting, but outside of that, what else is there? And so I feel like that's probably what other people are missing, and going, what's going to hold me there to keep me coming back? And you really need to have that robust and figured out. And they haven't really given away what that secret sauce is going to be, or what's going to be the crack essentially to keep you coming back. Because I find some people will burn out quite quickly on this style of game. Some people are going to go in there, try it, realize it's not for them, and disappear, and then go back to what they are doing before. You get that with every game, but I feel like with an extraction shooter in this way. At least with Division 1 and 2, when you were in the dark zone, when you died, you didn't lose your gear. You only lost the loot that you were carrying that you were trying to extract anyway. So that's where I'm at with where what I think on this game. Yeah, it's probably not for me. Sad because I love Bungie and I just want to play a shooter and I want to play a shooter by Bungie, but I don't want to play a game like that. I would like a game that has an option for people who do not want to be playing that particular game mode. That's me. That's my thoughts. Yeah.
All right.
I kind of
Guys,
feel like. Sorry, I was muted. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was muted. I kind of feel like I've been a little misled because knowing what Bungie's always been about, and knowing that they had this project that they've always wanted to do, and they let us know several years ago that that project was going to be called Marathon. I'm not feeling like this is the marathon they had me thinking it was going to be. I guess I kind of put more faith into it than just an extraction shooter.
Yeah, I agree.
You taking into account everything else that Bungie is known for. Um, I I hope they're working on Destiny 3. I really
I
do.
do too. I'm just going to move us across, but I do too. Sorry, continue. Continue, Bobby.
Well, no, I mean that's all I wanted to say. I don't know how to feel about it because, like I said, I kind of feel like I've been a little misled because for the longest time Bungie has always said that they have this marathon project in mind that they always have wanted to do, and I think I've kind of made it up to be something in my head that it looks like it's not going to be. So I'm not I'm really unsure about this. Man, I really do hope they have a no risk try before you buy weekend.
I
So that
agree.
we can get our hands on it. I really do.
I am also very worried, and Pete's going, he thinks this game is 100% going to fail miserably. I am also really worried about that because Bungie has done so much for the first person shooter side of things. I hope it finds an audience and it does well. Um, because if it doesn't, this is the biggest. I feel like they completely misrepresented themselves to Sony when Sony went to acquire them, and as a result, really financially hurt PlayStation in that regard. If this is the case and it doesn't go well, yeah, that's my thoughts. I really hope they don't fuck it up, um,
Exactly.
and I hope they haven't read the room or the industry or or gamers. You never know; it might be a fantastic success, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel 100% like Bungie at their core, because they're known for the story. So I guess there's more to come, more to see because it's not released until September, right? September 23rd, I feel like was the date. Um, I'm excited to see more than I was before because I feel like there's still a lot of unanswered questions that I have around it. But I'm also not overly. This isn't a life changing, world changing game, from my opinion, from what I can tell. And that sounds like I'm being down on it, and I don't really want to be down on it, or destroy anyone's hype for it. I'm just being very realistic. Yeah. There's too many games. You got to really pull my attention.
Mm. Yep.
Oh, yes. I wish Bungie went the Doom route. Yes, I do. I do. It would have been fantastic. All right.
Hmm.
What is next on our topics? I
well,
feel
I don't
like.
have too much to say about this next topic, but you got Nintendo's Doug Bowser, dumbass of the year,
Yep.
defends Mario World $80 price point, arguing that it capitalized on the concept, and I quote, variable pricing. And I quote, what you see right now is variable pricing. We'll look at each game, really look at the development that's going into the game. and the gameplay. And I guess they're looking at how much you played and how long you play it. Just Nintendo doing some dickhead Nintendo shit.
Mm.
The only way
Even
you
the
can stop
comment of
this is
just get a Switch One if you want to
that
get
comment as
something.
well.
That fucking comment, man.
Nintendo is having the Xbox One moment. It seems a
Mm-hmm.
lot of one for one bad missteps and kind of not really appreciating and cherishing the people that got you to this success to begin with. Um, it's not really no Nintendo game I see that's worth 70, $80.
Yeah.
The closest to it for me would be Metroid Prime, which I would love to play on vacations and chop it down. But to the people that has no problem with buying this, hey, this is you're okay with it, man. This is what's gonna
Mm.
happen. Only way you can stop this is you use your wallet and vote with your wallet and your income, man.
They're going to get lots of sales through the bundle. That's the best way to buy that game because you're paying what $50 for it instead.
Yep.
Yep.
It would be stupid to not get if you want this game to not get it in the bundle. But KY, what are your thoughts on this? Before I yeah.
I think they're taking. So, is Mario Kart an $80 game? No, no, it's not. But it is a game that think of it as like the Forza that comes out that launches with a new Xbox console. It is a must buy if you're buying that console. If there's
100%.
if there's a launch Halo, a
Agreed.
launch Gears, or a launch Forza, I'm buying it with that console. So by putting Mario Kart or any Mario game or
Or
any
Zelda.
Zelda game, or any Zelda game as an $80 game, the people are going to buy that game with the console if they don't already get it as a bundle. So
Yep.
pricing that at $80, it's a cash grab for a game that I don't believe is worth $80.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
I I agree.
go ahead.
100%. You want to know? I want to add to that though. Like you're paying $80 for that game, which they are talking about. Hey, we want you to jump in, play together, be friends, use game chat. Yes, they're not charging for game chat till next year because they're trying to get people in on it using it. But then eventually you're going to be paying for it. You're already paying $80 for a game that they're trying to tout as this go play these games together and the whole world thing, like with Forza Horizon, where you can play online together. But to charge for game chat
Mm.
on a game that you're already charging $80 for that you want people to play online together is fucking ridiculous. I'm gonna
Yep.
stress. I just can't stress that. You know that camera that they've got, which what $50? I feel like it's like
Yep.
70 $80 New Zealand. And have you seen the cool one, the Piranha one?
Yep.
So the
It's
Piranha one, which mouth opens and closes,
yep.
it's way cooler. It's cheaper than the
Uh-huh.
one that they'd give you, but it's 480p and the other one's 1080p. I would have charged more
Yep.
for that and made sure that both cameras were 1080p because that whole Piranha thing is cool. But like, what the fuck is what the fuck is Nintendo doing? I was going to say PlayStation, but because we've been constantly talking about how anti-consumer PlayStation has been for the last like how many years, but Nintendo's just fucking taking the cake and as
It's,
as as much as you can be, who is going to be paying for these devices? A lot of it is going to be parents, not like some of us are going to be adults, but a lot of us are going to be a lot of them are going to be parents, and they aren't going to have money lying around for every freaking $80 game, and that's the digital edition, right? Isn't the physical $90?
yeah.
What the fuck are they
I
doing?
mean, it's just God. Right now, I mean, just picture in your mind Sony, Xbox, and Nintendo sitting around a campfire, and Sony says, I'm going to do this to my consumers. Nintendo stands up and says, Here, hold my beer. Watch this.
Um, Sorry, we got some conversations in the chat around, I guess, the announcement that some of the tariffs are being taken off electronics. I don't know if they specifically said it wasn't to do with game consoles. I'll just double check. Yeah, game PCs, gaming consoles, all of that are not included via those tariffs, which is going to be helpful for Nintendo and for all gamers, so the prices won't go up. But you're still going to be paying $80 for your game. You're still going to be paying $80 for your game. Yeah,
Not a good look.
not a good look. Nero, is there anything else you want to add to this topic? I could bitch about Nintendo all day in this regard, and I've never
Nah,
liked bitching about them because they are like the reason I game in the first place.
I think they take the crown as far as anti-consumer. PlayStation is anti-consumer as well, but I mean, goddamn, at least you spend $10 to upgrade your games, which you shouldn't have to do, but you do it. At least you're getting a true generational leap.
Mm,
Switch is not a true generational leap from what I've been seeing. I mean, maybe to the Switch players it is, but even with charging $70 for Cyberpunk, it's the worst place to run it console wise.
yeah.
So I mean, if you look at it, so we're kind of seeing the same thing on both sides of the aisle. You had Sony with this incredibly successful generation with the PS4, and yet the PS5 generation, their first party game releases has been abysmal. And then you look at Nintendo, they had such a great generation selling the Switch 1 that they're going to hit you on the Switch 2 with these prices just like Sony's hitting you with not many games for the PS5. It's like they both did really good last generation. And so this generation they're going to
How
milk
many
you
ro-
what they can get out of you.
how many rakes can they step on? Yeah. The
Yeah.
fact that he's kind of talking about this variable pricing, I feel like that was the conversation that was had around $70 games at the beginning of this generation. And then the other conversation was, well, there's gaming prices hasn't increased due to in a ratio that matches where inflation has gone. And I'm like, neither has fucking wages either. They haven't kept up with demand of inflation. The variable pricing on like the quality of the game, the scope of the game. Um, I know Nintendo does tend to make sure that their first party are quality and deliver fantastic experiences, but you can't guarantee that that's always going to be the case. Really, a lot of people who've spent $70 on some games have come out going, well, I would have should have just waited till it was patched. To be able to buy a game day one at that price, it's not worth it anymore because of how many times they patch games after the fact. And so you'll feel like you're kind of testing the game and finding all these additional bugs that the developers have missed. Um, and so you'll is it really worth the price increase? There's a lot of things and factors to take into here. And those who are complaining about this price of this game and then going on, yeah, I'll buy a game for $100, you're part of the problem. Absolutely part of the
Oh, I
problem
know
because
I
you,
am. I'm proud to be. I spent 100 on GTA 6.
yeah.
I mean,
I mean, if that's the only game you're going to play, and if they actually give you a reason to spend $100 on it, that's a different conversation. But as a base level for the base game, I don't think a game should be at $100 if you can't
Yeah.
actually
especially a
prove to
Switch
me
game.
why it's
Yeah,
worth that.
yeah.
Like there's nothing wrong with the Switch game, like in the sense of like Nintendo, like I love what they've done with Mario World, like Mario Kart World. I just don't think it's worth $80 because that's over $130 New Zealand in my country. And I don't think any game's worth that price, in my opinion, unless I'm buying like the next version up from the base, which gives me some extra stuff. I don't think base games should cost that much. There are
Watch.
too many games.
The
Yeah,
cherry
go.
on top. The cherry on top of all this will be um, the Mario Kart launches with 4 multiplayer maps and multiplayer is broken for $80. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we only got a few pieces of news left. These can go relatively quick because I don't got too much to say. Um, so Jeff Grubb pretty much corroborated, however you say that word, right? I think I actually spelled it wrong. Tongue tied me, but he pretty much agrees with the story that Oblivion is going to be shadow drop. Um, and they pretty much are saying it's dropping this month. So I'm pretty sure that it's never safe to get your hopes up, especially based on rumors. But god damn it, I'm getting my hopes up based on this rumor, and I don't give a damn. Um, I hope it is true. I think this would be so sweet, man, if Xbox just stuff drop Oblivion, man, and for me, I love it so much. Depending on what the fucking pro upgrades are, I'll buy that shit full price. I don't give a damn. Wherever it plays the best, I will buy that game. I really hope that is true. And
Mm.
with so
Mhm.
many insiders just doubling down, this is he's not the only one. There's been a few other accounts, but you gotta take all of this with a grain of salt. But I personally would be happy to see it. And I think shadow dropping it would just be like some balls of steel moments. Like, hey, guess what? Take this right before Doom, right before our summer showcase, right after South of Midnight and 33 Expedition. Take this banger right here. Enjoy. I think that'd be a flex. And it'll be real good for the community. So do it, Xbox. Do it, you cowards.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god, I closed something. Closed it. Closed it. Where am I going? Where am I going? I want this Shadow Drop to be announced like yesterday. I want to play the new Oblivion. I knew there's like a PC equivalent of some version of like Oblivion, but it'll be really nice to see what we actually get delivered. And I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oblivion was one of the first games I picked up for my 360, and I remember sitting there playing it, um, pinching myself because I couldn't believe that I was playing a game like that on a console in my living room. So yeah, I've got a lot of fond memories about Oblivion. The dungeons were really cool. You get into a dungeon, a skeleton comes around the corner running at you out of the foggy darkness, and yeah, and you throw up your shield and start swinging your sword, and then some of the quest lines in Oblivion just seemed never ending. It's like you did one thing and that led to another thing and then led to another thing, and 3 days later, I've got that quest done. But yeah, Oblivion really it pushed the limits as far as the dialogue and the conversations you could have with NPCs. It almost felt limitless at one time, and yeah, I can't wait to experience Oblivion in this generation. I think it's going to be amazing. It was one of the games that helped launch a console into the stratosphere. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I hope it's true, man. I started my introduction to the Elder Scrolls was Skyrim, and that's pretty much where I've entered and stayed with. So being able to play something that a lot of the Elder Scroll fans that I know really uh, hold to a high standard, and a lot of people say it's even better than Skyrim. So I can't wait. Hopefully it's true. So next piece of news is Hades 2 will launch as a console timed exclusive first on the Nintendo Switch 2. So Nintendo definitely see the benefits of exclusives. I guess even third party exclusives, they getting in on those deals between the FromSoft game and now this game. I played a bit of Hades ones. I need to go back to it and finish it. But I think this is a dope game that fits on the Switch.
Yep.
Smart on their behalf, in my opinion.
Okay, it makes sense. I can see Hades, that type of game being played on the Switch, handheld. Yeah.
It released initially on the Switch, Hades. right? It was a timed exclusive when it first released way back when, right? From memory.
I didn't know that.
Um,
Uh, yeah, I
it,
thought it was.
I
I
came
thought it
kind of late
was
to the
for
Hades
Game
train.
Pass.
it then came to PC and then console. But like it's already third party anyway. So I'm kind of sad that this isn't just releasing everywhere.
Right.
You're gonna we've talked about this consistently around games where it doesn't make sense to have it be exclusive or a timed exclusive because you looked at what happened with Square Enix and that. So I mean, great catch on their front if they get Hades too, but is it really going to benefit the Hades developer to not have their game everywhere? Because if it doesn't release like at the same time, there is that chance that other people are going to find other games to play instead. And when it does release, it's not going to release to as much fanfare initially because people have already moved on and said, "Well, I couldn't play it then. It's now just going to end up in my backlog," and they might never get round to playing it. So I think kind of shooting themselves in the foot a little bit by doing this because it's all the first game is everywhere. And so now this game should also release everywhere because it's been out long enough that Hades has a fan base. Most people have played it to some degree on the platforms that have been available to them. So that's where I fit on that. I think it's stupid that it's a timed console exclusive. It's a third party game. If it was a second party or first party, then that makes sense. But a third party game should not at this time, with the way the market is working, the economy, the fact that there are so many games out there already. The game industry is just flooded with the amount of games that are available that you're probably just going to see people go, meh, I'm just not going to play it unless they absolutely can't live without Hades. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's my thoughts. I'm a little
yeah,
bit peeved by it.
yeah. Me personally, I kind of just brushed it off. I still got to finish the first one, but it is unfair for the people that played it on other consoles. But that just seems to be the name of the game, man. You know, Nintendo feels like it's going to benefit them, and at the end of the day, these devs got to feel like it's going to benefit them as well, or else they wouldn't sign these deals. So they feel like it's going to benefit them. As consumers, it's probably not from our perspective because you're cutting off a lot of people.
Well,
But
Square thought signing deals with PlayStation was going to benefit them in the long run, and
them
it
deals
didn't.
must still be in effect because they taking their goddamn sweet time putting
Oh,
fucking
they
Final
will have a
Fantasy on
contractual
Xbox.
agreement around some exclusivity. Like we probably saw that Death Stranding had a 5-year exclusivity, right? That's probably what is happening with something like some of their Final Fantasy games. Have probably got some contractual exclusivity that they can't get out of, even though financially they would like to.
Yeah, so Nintendo getting in on shit they really don't have to get in on. They got enough. They got enough games, man. Sony is in a dry spell, so for them I get it, but Nintendo I don't really. I get it, but I don't get it, man. I mean, at some point, exclusives are still seen as important from these companies. Um, some more than others, so we'll see how it all plays out. I think the game is going to be successful nonetheless. I think the Switch is going to be successful nonetheless.
I'm kind of sad though. Like if you're on a Nintendo Switch and you bought it on Nintendo Switch though, you got 50 million console units available as an install base already. You won't have enough on at launch to be able to get anywhere near the potential consumer base that you've got on Switch One. So making a Switch Two exclusive, hopefully it's timed and it'll come to Switch One afterwards. But it just also seems like a silly decision. Like they could have also just made it Switch One and Switch Two exclusive for timed, and then it releases everywhere else, so people on the Switch One who can't get a Switch Two can still play this game day one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. But we heard what Bowser said: if you can't afford it, tough goddamn cookies. Um,
Yes, that is so bad. I can't
I,
believe.
I don't feel bad.
No,
I
but
don't
like
feel
to
bad
say that,
when
I'm like, Don Matrick fucking put his foot in it, and then this is the same sort of comments that they're saying. It's bullshit.
I
I
don't feel bad for the fans, and I'm gonna say this for Sony fans and Nintendo fans, and I include myself in there because You guys let Sony and PlayStation take advantage of you so much, but turn around and neglect Xbox as an option at all. That's why the console sales is not closer than what it should be. You guys treat
Yeah.
Xbox as if it's something you wouldn't touch with a 10-yard stick, as if it's just yuck. I'm better than that. So since you're so above and better than the entire platform, then go ahead and be above and better, paying $80, $90 a pop for your games.
Yeah.
Um,
And then
that
Game
affects
Pass.
those who
Yeah.
only sit there and have that option.
Yeah.
Me, I'm fuck that. I'm come to game and I'm gonna do what the hell I want, play what the hell I want, and buy what the hell I want. But for
Word
those who
up.
just got these blind ass loyalty to these pieces of plastic, they the ones who get burnt in the short end. If you're only dying on this Xbox hill where you don't want to go game outside of the Xbox ecosystem, you're getting burnt not playing Wukong, Silent Hill. You choose to stay to one platform. If you only play PlayStation and you don't go outside the ecosystem, prior to Xbox bending the knee, you're missing out on great games like Forza, Halo, Indiana Jones. Yeah, your shit coming now, but that don't change the fact that you're missing out on great games day one.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
guess.
like,
Hmm.
you aiming that gun, but you got it aiming back at yourself. These people put themselves in this predicament because if they care so much about value, they would be migrating to Xbox a little more often. They would be
Hmm.
appreciating Game Pass a little more
Well,
often. But
my
you know,
biggest hope for the Switch 2 is that the console goes down in price eventually and that they actually put their games on sale because they don't. It's so hard to find a sale on a game.
much love, Peter. Always good to see you, friend.
Well, we're gonna finish up anyway soon. I think we're gonna get one final topic, which is just wrote the roadmap for Diablo 4 for 2025 and beyond. The Age of Hatred continues in Diablo 4. So, if you're a Diablo 4 fan, there's more coming your way. I don't know. Diablo 4, I will play a season, I will leave it for a couple of seasons, and then I'll play it for a
Same.
season. Um, I don't know what it is. I
At
just,
this point, I'm just waiting for the full Path of Exile release.
yes, I'm waiting for that too. I, I don't know. Diablo 3, I felt like did seasons better than
Mm-hmm.
Diablo 4.
Mm-hmm.
Or just the progression of your character, like the fact that you could turn on a setting and go, all right, I get to pick whichever skill I want. I think if you've gotten to a point where you have got high enough level and you've unlocked all your skill points, and if you want to respec, you shouldn't have to put so many points in so many points. You could just put your points into whatever you wanted. I feel like they need to do something like that in order to get some really neat builds and have people have complete autonomy over the build they want. Because I hate having to be forced into putting certain things in and then having to wait to then choose and go through the way they do it. Sorry, I'm just bitching about some of the gameplay stuff that annoys me about Diablo 4.
Nah, I
I
agree.
love that game.
I love that game as well, man. But I don't be feeling the urge to go back every season. You know.
Last Epoch, yes, I've been told to play that.
So shout out
Yep.
to Diablo, but I believe that was all of our topics. Another
Yeah.
fantastic episode of Aim Down Sights. Bob, it's always a pleasure chatting with you, brother. If I could have
Mm.
you on every week, I would, man. Always a
Well,
pleasure.
I'm
Um,
available.
yes, yeah. Yes, you are. I appreciate that. We're going to do some quick outros. I will say we do have a guest lined up for when we come back. Nero is off next week, Soul is off next week, and the show ending up on Easter Sunday for me. So I will actually be gonna do something with my family and my niece. So we're gonna skip next week, and then we'll be back the week after. Just happened to be lining up with a whole heap of things, everything happening in our world. But KY Bobby, where can people find you? Yeah, get some outros
You
out
can
of the way.
find me everywhere as KY Bob. Sometimes there's an underscore between the Y and the B. Sometimes the O between the two B's is a zero. All that means is that there was an imposter and I had to alter my name to get past it. Uh, Catch me on the KY Bob YouTube channel where I host the gaming and entertainment podcast called Game Set Live. every week. We have not had an episode the last couple weeks. It seems like we get to the point where we're going to do a show and then life gets in the way. Something with kids, something with
You like
vehicles,
that, man?
It
something with
does.
work. Oh, I know. It's frustrating too because I'm like, well, I'm glad I didn't go ahead and put the thumbnail up and schedule the show on YouTube, or I'm glad I didn't go ahead and put the tweet out. So, but yeah, it's always a good time coming on Aim Down Sights. Was on here 2 weeks ago and couldn't wait to get back. Great group of people. Love the conversations that we have. And yeah, everybody chill out, game on, touch some grass, hug someone you love. Woo! Let's get it on.
Touch some grass. Love
Hell
it,
yeah.
love it, love it. 100%, 100%. Nero, where can everyone avoid you for the next
They
week,
know where to
please?
not find me at, man. NextGenNero everywhere, man. And also, guys, random ass recommendation. They're sent. Play it. I think
It's
it
a good game.
went on sale on Xbox again. I gotta say it every time it goes on sale. Such a great game.
It is a good game. It is a good game. All
And
right.
stay tuned for I'm sorry, real quick. Stay tuned on the channel, guys, for some more reviews, man. I got this Monster Hunter Wilds review I'm cooking up, man, and plenty great games coming that your boy Nero got to touch on. NGN over IGN. Y'all know the vibes. Fuck them.
I was just
Yeah.
going to add, if you haven't seen Nero's South of Midnight review, highly recommend. Fantastic. Actually, I think it's your best one to date, Nero.
I
Um,
appreciate that.
yeah, it's really good, worth a watch, and worth trying the game. Even if you don't think it's what's for you, I guarantee you, it's not going to be what you expect it to
Worth the
be.
laugh too if you go to the comments of the review. The anti-woke crowd has found my review, man, and they've been spiraling like rabid dogs for the last 2-3 days.
What have they been
Good
saying? It
entertainment.
just disappoints me
Oh,
so
just
much.
just go take a look. It's so much I can't even keep track, dude.
Okay, I'll go have a nose at it. I'll go have a nose at it. I'm probably going to be so
I
disappointed in those
leave them just
people.
for the jokes, but I'm a fucking hater. So as soon as
Yeah,
somebody started getting a little traction on the comment, likewise, I'm like, yeah, let me get this dude out of here. Fuck you, pal.
yeah, man. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Hater.
It's disappointing to see. It really is. That that you that is happening. All right, you can find me wherever Red Dead Pandas are. Or just red pandas in general. I'm at the zoo. No, I'm kidding. No, I haven't put the hungry panda up yet because I actually had a late breakfast, so I'll have something shortly
I'm
later. But
smelling my dinner right now,
there
just
you
waiting
go. There
patiently.
you go. Um, like I said, we will be back not next week, the week after. So stick around. We'll see you all then. And just want to say a big thank you to everyone in the chat, everyone on our Discord, everyone watching YouTube, X, Twitter, Twitch, now live with us, who came in late. Everyone who's going to watch after the fact. Thank you all so much. We have a blast, and a big thank you to G Maybe for giving a title to the fantastic Nero
Yes.
Bandicoot thing for
And thank you to FarQ for the photo, yo. I can't wait to hang it on my wall. I'm gonna send it to my girlfriend.
you
Have
need
her
to put
put
the
it as a wall.
title underneath. The title underneath around you being
I definitely should.
yeah, Nero. um all right, have a good one everybody, and enjoy your gaming. We'll see you later. Bye.
Peace.